I forgot to add myself to screen, so I was monologuing there for a second, completely off, while you guys were just staring at a cringe background. My apologies, but I hope that intro was entertaining at least enough, watching people get. And then I take myself off screen again by accidentally pressing the button. My bad. So hey, how's everybody's night going? Hope you're doing well. Tonight we are going to be talking about H&K sarcophaguses, however you say that. Of course, smoking some Cartel guys, which is interesting. Provets, being Provets, doing the drama thing. Some would equate Provets to being the same as high schoolers, which is perhaps not entirely unfactual. Glock AR technical details, very exciting. SIG issues, SIG-er issues. And then what else we got? Oh, we got the world's best candidate for sheriff in tonight's episode. But before we get into all of that, I hope this is working because I don't have my headphones on because my headphones don't work when it's standing up. Actually, hey, did it stop the tracking? What's it doing? Come on. Hello? Hello? Hey, there we go. It's on. All right, perfect. Now I can get everybody else up on here while I come off for a second. So, gentlemen, why don't you tell everybody how your night's going?
Wonderful. Hey. Bones, Dank, thanks for joining us tonight. How are you guys doing this evening?
Oh, pretty good. I went and got myself a haircut, so doing fairly well.
You should have got the rest of them cut. Don't ever have them just do one. It's a bad value.
It is.
Bonesy, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, King. I'm real happy to be back home, and we're doing good, man. It's been a long past few days, but we're doing just fine, Kings. Happy to be here.
You sound lovely, brother. I love the new microphone.
I got bullied into
hey,
getting a
we
new
finally
one.
we finally upgraded from Xbox Lobby Circuit 2009. Well, thank you, Huge Ass, for starting us up over there on Ko-Fi with the based Mass Effect memes. Let me pull that up a little bit higher so you guys can actually read the caption. There you go. How about that? Okay. But yeah, sorry, I missed all of your guys' intro while I was getting my camera back to being set up. How's your day going, gents?
Good.
Very
Fantastic.
good.
Very good.
Made it back
Heck
from
yeah,
the airport alive in one piece, so that's a positive.
Oh, good. That's always an adventure.
Yeah, you messaged me the other. I forgot to respond to you, but you were like, "Hey, are we starting at 6 o'clock?" No, 8 o'clock. And by 8 o'clock, 8:15 roughly is when we actually get the show going. All right, so we have to do this. This is a bit of housekeeping. We're going to do this on one of the first streams every month going forward. But so in our Discord, we have a monthly shooting challenge, and that monthly shooting challenge has a monetary value attached to it because you guys are so generous to the show, to the channel, and because I want people to actually get better at shooting. To incentivize them, there is a $100 cash prize for competing in the monthly shooting challenges that are on our Discord, which you can find as soon as Richard posts the link to it. So if you get in there, you go to the monthly drill section, which is already posted for September, you have a chance to win $100. So there are 3 different divisions: race, duty, and concealed carry for this month's challenge. So I took the top 3 from each division, and we are going to spin the wheel randomly. The person whose name it lands on gets $100. Simple enough?
Super based. Let's see it.
All right, here we go.
I didn't know this was a
Drum
thing.
roll, please.
What channel is it in, John?
It's in the monthly drill challenge. Oh, and Hawkeye Penny got it again. He actually won last month as well. But now, if you notice his name was in there 3 times. It's because he won all 3 divisions. So his name was in there 3 times. Because I took the top 3 from each division, so some of them were in there multiple times, but that's the incentive for being very good. So not just the best shooter, but if you're in there, you can get in the top 3, you will have a chance at winning $100. It is so rigged. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that he won each division.
Rigged and
Listen,
gay.
I didn't enter it, but I probably still wouldn't have won. So his times were very fast. I forget what was this hit factor, like 9 hit factor for the August challenge, which pretty unbeatable. We have some good shooters in there, but nobody else was even close. So
He was very fast.
Hawkeye did win. Yeah, stop the count. Another $100 to Hawkeye. Very rigged, very gay. Hawkeye challenge coin, possibly. All right, let's see here. Dr. Fuzzy One for 5 says Moonman stole my catalytic converter. You know, he has a tendency to do that. While he's flooding the hood with crack and switches, he's also stealing catalytic converters on the side. Very greedy man. But to be fair, he has a lot of super chats to pay for. Subarctic Psycho with the shades. We could all get shades on for $2. Thank you, Subarctic Psycho. Hope you're having a good night. Lord Prism for 2 says, I need you to bless my Powerball ticket. Well, listen, that Powerball ticket has been blessed. My heart goes out to that Powerball ticket. Thank you for that, Lord Prism. Dick Cheney's heart for 2 says, now let's see Mark Zuckerberg's boat. It's like, we're at a good start, okay? We've proof of concept. Proof of concept. Thank you, Dick Cheney.
A whole lot more boats.
They're sending them in boats. Not anymore. The Lightsport for 2 says, Cartel Boats gets a J-Dam on the house. Yes, on the house. It can have a J-Dam as a treat. Thank you, the Lightsport. The Incredible Kyle for 2 says, why is Mika's face there? I can't talk tonight. Damn. Rough night to the show, guys. 8 minutes in, I'm already autistic and retarded. Damn. Yeah, it's that's the background for tonight. I just threw it up there. Incredible Kyle for another 2 says, Kyle is a Provet if they were poor and fat. Kyle was posting his total, and he has like a 1,500-pound total. So you gotta be careful about who you're calling fat. Brass Facts for 5. How's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. Says, was that the Eyewitness theme? Yes, it was. It was the Eyewitness metal theme. That's right. The version you didn't know that you needed, but now know for sure that you don't. Jail Gonis for 2. Hope you're doing well. Says, Hawkeye, double it and give it to the next guy. Well, he won last month's competition as well, so technically that is going for the double. Can he go for the 3-peat? That's the question. Focus Trip's wife for 5 says, if I get the worst score of the month, could I get a Pizza Hut pizza with the chat choosing my toppings? Okay, Anna, let me tell you something, okay? You don't want the chat to pick your toppings.
You do not want that smoke.
I'm just keeping it real. You will not want that pizza. All right. Yeah, core memories unlocked. True. All right, well, speaking of core memories, kind of cringe, kind of based. So somebody posted this in the Discord, and I was like, this is just kind of hilarious. So there's this group, Zentrum for Palutze Schönheit, which my wife can probably read German. I can't. Yeah, exactly, right? There's this group, as far as I understand it, and I'm going to annotate this for you guys so you guys can follow along at home, but there's a group that wants to encase the HK factory in cement. Like a modern-day pyramid, like bury it, make it a sarcophagus of the factory.
Like Chernobyl.
The entire, yes, like Chernobyl, the entire factory. And their argument is that the HK factory is responsible for 350 times the deaths of Chernobyl. Therefore, pour the concrete.
Wow.
What great
Oberndorf am Neckar.
I need it. Please,
What'd they
please.
say?
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so the German town of Oberndorf, an idyllic village.
Ein idyllisches Dorf in Baden-Württemberg. Eigentlich eine heile...
A perfect world, apart from the fact that Germany's deadliest factory resides there. Whoa!
Yeah, they
Whoa.
fire every
Doch siedelt
HK
hier
unit as a
seit
person.
Jahrzehnten Deutschlands tödlichste Fabrik. Wie aus einem havarierten
As if it were a damaged nuclear reactor.
Atomreaktor entweicht ihr tagtäglich und nahezu
Almost invisible emissions leave the factory on a daily basis.
unsichtbar tödliches Material. Während das
Whilst
Atomkraftwerk
the nuclear
mit
power plant at Chernobyl
aber
is sealed
von
away
einem
inside a
Sarkophag
concrete
hermetisch
sarcophagus.
abgeriegelt wird, dringt aus der ungesicherten
The lethal products of Oberndorf can still escape from the unsecured site. The Center for Political Beauty wants to protect the world with the same type of sarcophagus. Wait, what was the name of that thing? The Center
for Political Beauty.
Political Beauty. Now, I do have to say, the architecture, not the worst thing I've ever seen. It kind of goes hard for the design. Now, I would say if they want to convert the whole factory to that design and make it look like the Imperium of Man or something like that, I'm behind that. Like, the HK factory should look more than just like a generic manufacturing plant. It should be like epic.
How about this? We only pour concrete over it if they don't start giving us better prices. How about that?
Yeah,
Give us
know
better
what?
prices.
We're backing
or
up the
we bury you in
trucks.
concrete. Come on.
Do they have plans to bury the headquarters of Bayer?
Bear Solutions.
No.
The ammo?
Bayer Pharmaceuticals.
Oh yeah. Well, listen, guys, guns bad. This is the hot take stream is tomorrow, which we'll talk about. The hot take stream is tomorrow, but
Okay.
guns bad.
All right. Just
right.
making sure.
Will deshalb den Sarkophag
Wants to protect the world with the same type of sarcophagus that was built to contain the radiation from Chernobyl, to conclusively stop this 21st century mass destruction. The G3 and G36 assault rifles. Now, I got to be careful here because I can't actually show the firearms on streams. According to them, 1.5 million people have been killed in the past 25 years by Heckler & Koch weapons, which means that they are 10 times more than the Hiroshima bombs. So you can see them, people, all sorts of interesting folks using the G36. So 500 employees and an annual turnover around 150 million euros created a new German world record in body counts. Well, I thought the body count was higher. I'm confused. I think Germans have killed a few more people than that. Okay. The Germans, I'm not sure if you're aware of some of the lore. Maybe Among Us could brief us, but they've done a few things in the past. Okay. So 1.5 million is kind of like a rounding error.
That seems kind of high to me.
Each day,
But also,
hundreds.
like, what type of people are getting killed usually? Just saying.
African brown people. Those are the type of people that get killed. Quite literally.
That's the worst thing ever.
What?
Each day, hundreds of death sentences are being exported from the factory. So, I mean, that is interesting, like trying to draw this comparison between like emissions and, or like poison or like radiation with firearms, right? Just the firearm themselves.
HK is so bad. Here's a photo of a guy with an M16.
See, they had the perfect opportunity to do a direct correlation to something that did cause mass amounts of casualties, like Bayer Pharmaceuticals.
Do you have an MBA? Is your fashion attorney? I don't think so, bitch. Yeah, we will cover that crash out. That crash out was very funny. It has continued. I'm sorry, Trench, but Trench did start all of this, and I just find it all quite funny that Valhalla and John Shrek and Shrek McPhee, whatever his name was, all got caught up in the same drama at the same time. It just had to happen. Although, to be fair, Trench came out looking the best out of all of those people.
That's not very hard.
Impressive.
Well, he did look the worst going in, so.
Ooh, ouch.
Glow apart.
It's time to finally shut down this killing machine.
Zeit, die Tötungsmaschinerie stillzulegen. In
an initial emergency response, sand and lead will be poured over the factory. Whoa, lead? Really? Wow.
Hey, yo.
You know what? We're gonna pollute your soil for generations.
We're gonna poison the ground.
Is that chill with you or no?
That seems a little expensive.
To bring all activities to a halt. An army of construction workers will then seal off the area with a protective shell made of reinforced concrete. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what the factory should look like right now. Like, it should be full-on Imperium of Man, concrete slab brutality. This is what it should look like right now.
But it should have been
Cover
that
it
way
in
the
concrete.
entire time, right? Because like it's a major arms manufacturer that is a very vulnerable target in the event that something does kick off.
Yeah,
So
cover
I
it in
think we should do
concrete and
this
then have
anyway.
everything working on the inside. Just make it look cool.
Let's make it look like this, okay? I want it to be this, but still
100%.
working, right? Just forget about the other crap.
I wonder.
Also-
Yeah, exactly. Straight out of Wolfenstein. This is what I need. I need it to look like this.
Also,
Listen,
they just
if they're going to charge me $4,000 for a MR56A4, whatever it's called, they're going to charge me $3,000 to $4,000. The factory that it comes out of should look like this. Absolutely.
Especially if you're not getting a chrome line barrel. What the fuck?
Yeah, real, dude. Maybe we lock them inside, so no doors until they chrome line the barrels. How about that? A tunnel system will enable the supply of the confined company board and staff. Oh, how humane!
Tunnels.
All right. So wait, are they locking the
Yeah.
people in? Wait, did I miss that part? they're locking the people in. I didn't realize that. It goes
That's
farther.
awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
my
even
gosh.
the workers on the line are gonna be
Wow.
locked in.
I also
This is like
really
a
like.
surprise attack. This is hilarious.
I really like how they put just like a fake smokestack on top as well, just to
Shit.
Well, that's
make
where
it
they
look
drop
more like
supplies in?
Chernobyl.
Or is this the tunnel? That's the tunnel right there. Yeah. They're really reaching for that. Yeah, so the tunnel system will enable the supply of the confined company board and staff.
Firmenvorstands und der Belegschaft gesichert werden. Über einen vertikalen Entsorgungsschacht
Unscrupulous political allies. Oh wait, no, go back. Unscrupulous political allies of H&K
können außerdem
can be fed into the sarcophagus through a vertical disposal shaft. What?
Amazing.
Bro, wow,
yo.
this is a tune.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Damn. All right. Wow. Heck yeah. Okay,
Brother.
you know,
That
okay,
escalated
this-
pretty quickly.
All right. I'm circling around on this. This is actually kind of based, but we're putting in the wrong people, okay? Based idea, wrong people.
What if they did this and like 5 years went by, they finally opened it and it's a utopia inside?
A well-functioning society, yes, like you isolate off all the terrible people and they're like, what's going on inside?
It's great.
skrupellose politische Unterstützer dem Sarkophag zugeführt werden.
What is that word? Entsorgungsstaat.
They got really long words.
Yeah, they got
It's
funny
not a
looking
real
words.
language.
It's all made up.
Yeah,
It's all
a Gartha on the
gobbledygook.
inside. Yeah, this fortress is actually, they're blocking the entrance to Agartha. I think that's what's happening. That's the real story.
Auch für eine No-Go-Area
We are even considering a no-go area around the sarcophagus. Interesting.
den
I also notice how this is built on top of people's houses.
einsetzen.
That has never stopped the Center for Political Beauty in the past. The Center for Political Beauty is based on a lot of blood.
Die anliegende
To protect the public
What?
from further mutations of common sense. Wow, cringe.
I mean, their
Mega
prices
cringe.
are
Unlike
really
you,
high.
Jazz. Mutations of common sense.
Bevölkerung vor weiteren Mutationen
Wait, Matt always replies to damn. So the Germans are just making another concentration camp? Yes, this time though. This time it'll be done right though, okay? We need more concentration camps, but just this time we're going to put the right people inside. I think that's the mentality.
It's true.
des
That's true.
gesunden Menschenverstands zu schützen.
Yeah, they just remove everybody in
Yep.
this town. Just, you're all gone.
Bitte
You know, this historic town that we were talking
Yeah.
about.
Sarcophag, okay? Calm down, YouTube. Sarcophag Opendorf, okay? Please donate now. This is not a joke.
Give us your money, please.
Dies
Right.
ist kein Scherz. Die Katastrophe kann dauerhaft nur
This catastrophe can only be managed architecturally. And again, like, I think this is what the factory should look like.
architektonisch, nicht politisch verwaltet werden. In Stufe 1 wollen wir mit den Sofortmaßnahmen
And then they just go back over. Yeah, so in stage 1, you start emergency measures and drop the sand and lead mixture on the factory with the workers still inside to get them to stop. And then the concrete foundations to trap them all in there. Then the entrance shafts to keep them fed. And then you drop in political allies one at a time. Interesting. Now, they do have a website as well, which again, factory looks kind of cool, not going to lie. Become an accomplice. That's problematic language. But this is the politicalbeauty.com. Let's see. Against death. Construction plans to contain German death. These are the exclusive construction plans for a once-in-a-century work of humanity. Once a century, huh? All right. Germany's deadliest factory is being closed and sealed in the last 25 years. The arms company Heckler & Koch has claimed 375 times as many lives as the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Away from all the headlines, we will build the same sarcophagus that holds back the radiation of Chernobyl over to the weapons factory in Oberndorf, so that no more deadly products can escape. We often worry about weapons of mass destruction, but the big killing is done with small arms. The real weapons of mass destruction of our time are called knives and immigration. Sorry, G3 and G36, made in Germany.
Germany's deadliest factory. So does that mean they're finally admitting that the numbers were fudged?
Donate. How much? Oh,
In
oh,
unrelated
nope,
news,
nope,
the
not
most
a-
common name in Germany is now Muhammad.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I would
Dude,
not. I would not doubt that.
am
Okay, now I have to
baffled.
Google that. Now I have to Google that real fast. All right.
Chat. Is this real?
Most common baby name Germany. Not true as far as I'm aware.
Not true. Oh, I've been fact checked.
It's actually, what's funny is Noah. Noah is the number one.
Noah Kuniga?
I didn't say that.
No.
Emilia and Noah. Interesting. That was in 2023, I think. So, I mean, it's had a couple more years to denigrate.
Yeah, right.
That is also
So-
what I'm saying.
Speaking of the fall of Germany, put a little something there on the side. I don't know if you guys seen, but there's been some weird activities in Germany over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, talking about the dead political, if this would pop up, the dead political AFD candidates. It's AFD. It's something for Deutschland, right? In 2
Yes.
weeks, just before the German elections. Yeah, a bunch of them randomly.
Another one died today.
Very strange. I mean,
Well, look
Listen.
at the causes.
I'm sure
well,
that's
yeah,
all
sudden death
unrelated.
attributed to natural causes, heart attack linked to pre-existing conditions, unexpected natural causes. I don't know what that means. Kidney failure from chronic liver illness, suicide. Fair enough. And this guy, early September, which is like today, natural causes. He was 80 years old, though. Natural causes following a lung illness. So
That one I can understand, but the other ones
suspicious,
were
very suspicious. You know, could be. You know, the correlation seems wrong, right? But I wouldn't have any definitive proof one way or the other on this. It does seem strange that a bunch of them die right before an election. Okay, it's just strange, and I wouldn't put it above people to do something untoward towards their political rivals. We've had that happen all across the West and South America and places like that. Like, didn't Bolsonaro get freaking stabbed on the campaign trail at one point? Wasn't it
Yeah.
Bolsonaro right before he took power?
I think it may have been Bolsonaro.
Yeah.
And
How
then
many
you look over at Japan.
politicians? How many politicians were assassinated in Mexico before their elections? Because I know it
Oh.
was over 20.
Oh, that was a lot,
A
dude. It
lot.
was
Yeah,
stupid.
it was like
It was a
2
lot.
dozen.
You know what it is? It's actually a cartel selection process. So the ones that survive, that's the one that get to take the title.
The one who made it, not going to say. Anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think that they'll be making it in boats much longer, but more on
Yeah,
that later.
interesting. Yeah, we'll get right to that. New Actual for 5 says possibly going to do some private security work. Send some cringe loadouts to clone. Okay, as a security guard,
Oh,
cloning cringe loadouts. I don't know about that one. Maybe just
risky.
something sensible. But thank you, New
Bold
Actual. I hope
strategy,
if you're actually going to get a job like that, though, good on you, man. I hope it goes well. On Ko-Fi, a donation from Huge Ass says focus confirmed retarded. Yeah, listen, if you just found it out now, like I don't know what's going to help you, bro.
Speaking of
It's been this way for a long time.
We're all right here.
Gideon Young on Ko-Fi says you can't bury German engineering. Well, they're going to try. Huge Ass on Ko-Fi says, if these Spurgs touch my HK factory, I will find them and make each and every one of them watch me autistically clean my HKs while I'm naked. Fair enough. Geonosian on Ko-Fi says, I don't think Maxim, Mauser, or John Browning really cared about how many people they killed in a single calendar year. Well, they knew what the guns were being made for. It's that meme about the guy who made the bomb, Oppenheimer, right? Who helped make the bomb. And it's like, oh, the Rice Krispie Machine 3000 has killed people. And he's like, what? They used it for bombing? He's like, yes, they did. Moonman for 3 says, we will cover it in Eagles and Skulls and you will like it. It is a couple banners away from being very Imperium coded. And Hugh Jass on Ko-Fi says, people always say Germans are humorless. I disagree. They can absolutely be hilarious. It's just that they are completely dead serious while doing / saying the dumbest shit ever. Yeah, it's that dry sense of humor that goes over people's heads. It's like British humor, but almost makes me wish British people were real. Nobody Know for 5 says, Nate Higgers is on the job. They're trying to hold me down again. Well, listen, Mr. Higgers, don't let the system hold you down. Thank you. No one you know of. The Lightsport for 2 says, Imperium of Man mentioned. Indeed. I need to have that sounder ready to play for it. Thank you, sir. Julian, member for 24 months, which is 2 freaking years, dog. That's longer than I've been streaming. Julian is my number one supporter. I think he's been on. I think he might have been like my first guy on Subscribestar, like years and years ago. Julian is an OG. More people die installing solar panels every year than have ever died in anything nuclear related. Concrete, please. Nuclear equals lowest deaths per terawatt hour. Terawatt hour? Is that the one?
Something like that.
Yeah. No, 100%. Nuclear should be the way of the future if we weren't like gay and retarded. But unfortunately, we are gay and retarded.
Got to be batteries, guys. It's got to be batteries. We need to mine all the lithium.
We need. Yes, our green future relies. Our green future relies on the deaths of African children mining our lithium and cobalt. Okay. And also on these batteries and this technology and this suspension system that doesn't exist yet, and wind turbines, which aren't efficient without government subsidies and all this other stupid crap. The Incredible Kyle for 2 says, let's talk about Planned Parenthood's kill. Very true. You know, it's something like all wars over the last, like 500 years or something stupid. And then it's like 50 years of Planned Parenthood. And Planned Parenthood's at like over $1 billion.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I saw a
Good point,
statistic
Kyle.
the other week. It was like 20% of Gen Z was aborted or something like that.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
Like 20 to 30%. It is a lot. Well, I know this is tragic, all right, but in the black community in America, you are just as likely to be aborted as you are to be born.
You're betting your life on a coin flip from before the beginning? Oh my god.
Better odds than being a Chinese girl.
Dick Cheney's Heart for 2 says, confession, I love my HK, but it is a VP9. Am I gay? Well, Dick Cheney's Heart, you're a little gay. It's just a little gay, though. Rad's Arms for 2. Hey, hope you're having a good night, sir. HK hasn't made a solid product since the USP.
Preach, brother.
UCG for 5 says, will Nate's dad represent me in my case against Trench for what he allegedly did to my damp, sloppy, brown back pocket? It burns when I make chocolate.
You are gay.
You know what? Well, Nate's dad is a lawyer, so I will send him a message for you, UCG, all right? Rad's Arms for 2 says, VP9 was made for the pores to compete with Taurus. Okay, all right, there we go. VP9 non-enjoyer right here, Rad's Arms. Moonman for 2 says, what WTF am I watching? I am full of chimkin and late. That's right. He got his, what's the place again? It's the Mexican place where they make stuff. You know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
It's the one.
That's every Mexican place.
It's not Taco Bell. It's fast food, but it's not.
Del Taco.
No, not Del Taco. The other one.
Taco John's?
Chipotle. That's the one.
Oh.
Unbelievable, guys. He's got his Chipotle. Thank you, Moonman. Hope you're having a good night. Stealth for 5 says, do they think concrete of this scale can be built overnight?
Yes.
I think there's many wishful thoughts going on in these people's minds. But the most wishful of all is that you actually donate to them. Considering how terrible modern construction is, I bet you it would take 10 to 15 years.
Oh, yeah. Imagine the permits for that. Ooh, baby.
10 to
Sorry,
15
I'm
years
not
is the
coming home
initial
tonight.
estimate.
Yeah, I'm not coming home tonight. They're the what is it?
You know what's
Political
funny?
party of political beauty is currently building a tomb around my factory. I'm going to be here the next 20 years.
Well, you know what's funny is it would all be built by brown people too, so it would like keep crumbling as they're building it up.
Hold on, wait.
Hugh Jasper
Would that
too
mean
says,
everybody inside would have to be paid overtime?
I don't know how that works. Right? It's just funny. The more you think about it, the funnier it gets. Huge Jasper 2 says more people die from Jorkanet than HK. I don't know the stats on that, Huge Jasper, but I'll take your word for it. Huge Jasper 5 says, Nate, my dad works at the lawyer factory for Nintendo. He'll sue you for using cheat codes. Yeah, speaking about litigious companies, nobody is as litigious as Nintendo. Did you know that they sued a guy in Japan for like $100 million for modding and selling modded games?
They're terrible.
And
everybody loves their games.
But they went through with it. They're like, you mod our games? How about you are in debt for the rest of your life?
There was a fairly famous story of a charity that was going to have a Nintendo, just people playing the games and streaming it, and they got sued by Nintendo and they couldn't do their charity.
Did you see that they are actually blocking device IDs now?
They're so gay, dude. Nintendo's actually AIDS, yeah.
Like even if you sell one to a pawn shop and somebody buys it, that device is now locked. You can't get into anything.
Okay, anyways, moving on to something mega-based. All right, U.S. military kills 11 in strike on alleged drug boat tied to Venezuelan cartel, Trump says. The United States conducted a deadly military airstrike against an alleged drug boat tied to the cartel Tren de Aragua, President Donald Trump said Tuesday. The U.S. president said 11 people were killed in the strike in international waters, which, you know, is interesting. I think this is one of the first attacks, at least in recent memory, in South America or around that region. South Caribbean against a drug vessel which had departed from Venezuela. The use of military force against Latin America drug cartels represents a significant escalation by the Trump administration and could have serious implications for the region. Earlier this morning, on my orders, U.S. military forces conducted a kinetic strike against positively identified Tren de Aragua narco-terrorists in the Southcom area of responsibility. TDA is a designated foreign terrorist organization operating under the control of Nicolas Maduro, responsible for mass murder, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, and acts of violence, and terror across the United States and Western Hemisphere, Trump said in a post on Truth Social. Please let this serve as notice to anybody even thinking about bringing drugs into the United States that beware, beware, he wrote. The State Department designated Tren de Aragua, which originated in Venezuela, as a foreign terrorist organization and specifically designated global terrorists in February. Now, Maduro, leader of Venezuela, there was a talk a while ago, I don't know if this was years ago, I think this was during Trump's first term actually, about intervening in Venezuela. Do you guys remember that? There was like some talk floating around about this being a possibility. Never ended up happening, but that was an idea being floated around at the time.
I do not recall, but I do have a bit of wisdom for chat. Anytime you hear a military leader say kinetic, it means killing people. That's what that means.
Yeah. Well, and we're about to see. This is a little skiff. I'm not sure what it's supposedly loaded down with, or if these are just members. I don't know if there was any cargo that was a target, or if it was just the individuals making the run. Now, this is interesting to me, hitting them in international waters and using military resources on this. But to be fair, if we have to be using, we have this huge budget for the military-industrial complex, we might as well be smoking drug runners in South America before they, ostensibly get drugs here into the U.S. and cause chaos and more deaths than anything else in the U.S. I think drug overdoses are number 2 in the U.S. right now?
I think they were top.
Is it? Well, it's either number 1 or 2.
There they go.
Doggo herd. Well, they're all mega dead.
That's a big.
That would be my
moment.
guess. Yeah,
Very
big.
kinetic.
They ain't walking that one off.
I do feel sorry for the fish who might have overdosed on fentanyl after this was blown up.
Yeah, there's just we're creating some sort of hyper fish down there. There's going to be some tuna that's just completely immune to fentanyl now.
Yeah, dolphins start tweaking.
Yeah.
This will surely affect the trout population.
Yeah, but how does this affect the trout population?
You've heard of Cocaine Bear? Now you'll see Fence
Now
shark.
Fed shark.
Coming
Okay,
to
now
a
they say
theater near
11
you
people in
soon
this
for
boat.
Sharknado.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 11 people in here. So it's like a medium-sized boat. It's not tiny, but it doesn't look like it's carrying a ton of crap.
One of them was 2 midgets in a trench coat, so that
Yeah, checks
why.
out. Do you think they saw or heard it coming, or it was just
No.
like game over?
no,
That was so fast, dude.
they just got turned off.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
instantaneous.
they did. They did just get. They did just get turned off. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, drug-addicted dolphins.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, they're already bad enough, dude.
Dolphins are kind of assholes. I'm not gonna lie.
They're evil.
They're scary.
They're pretty
You
fucked
read
up.
into some of the things some dolphins have done. It's
Vet splaining. Yeah.
It's
no.
non-consensual.
Fenty shark do Fenty. That's good. That is good. Yeah, it's got 4 outboards on it. No, but those are people in the back too. All right, let's see. Spencer Porter becomes a new member. Well, hey, thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that, man. I don't know what it means, but you can get into the VIP area on our Discord if you're already there. Moonman for 5 says, I hate it when people I don't like do base things, Minecrafting browns that actually need it. Yeah, it's like every once in a while, you hate it. But the one thing that I will say about this, what makes it different, because I did see some people complaining about, foreign wars and stuff like that. This isn't a war. This is like eliminating drug runners. You know what I'm saying? So like we're not at risk of starting World War III with this like we are if
My
we
only
like bomb
issue
Iran.
with it is
right?
the terrorist designation, because in doing so, he now opens it up to where we legitimately have to accept refugees, because if they claim they are fleeing terrorist threats, that's part of I forget what article it is. but
it's all an Israel
it's
psyop.
stupid.
Yeah. Listen, okay, if the world has to go down, at least I get to watch it in HD. All right. Madden Williams for 2 says those are probably some CIA agents, to be honest. It's very possible that they're affiliated with certain 3-letter agencies, or at least they were. On the Ko-Fi side of things, Moonman for 3 says, Vintage Warfare told me to tell you to kill Bones with hammers. Not sure why. Wow, Bones catching strays. Hammer Squad, get that man. I hate call center albino dolphins. I don't even know what that means, but all right. Okay. All right, here we go. We have now don't be
tactical.
scared, gentlemen. Don't be scared, gentlemen. We have the peak alpha male Sigma grind set Andrew Tate of GunTube grift. It's not technically a grift because he probably does believe in it and he actually does take fitness very seriously. But yes, you too can be an alpha Sigma Chud, just like your favorite YouTuber Garand Thumb, and you can buy his workout plan, GT Alpha Performance Challenge, very generic name, 12-week program, mobile video workouts, strength, power, endurance, mobility, progress photos, and check-ins. Yes, you will send photos. Now, is that you sending photos to Grantham, or is that him sending photos to you?
Let me see your ass, darling. I really want to see it.
Thank you. Free nutrition programming. If you buy before, If you buy before Tuesday, September 2nd, I missed it. It was today at midnight.
Shit.
It's over.
Fuck.
No nutrition program for you. Use the exact programs I use to get jacked. I don't believe you. But also,
I also steroids, dog.
So now listen. There's going to be 2 parts of this where I'm gonna be critical of Grantham and also give him a complete pass on some of this stuff. Okay. So for instance, he says I also broke my neck. Sorry, and took TRT and HGH as part of rehab. That's kind of true. Okay, so he did have a military-related injury, completely based to get on TRT, HGH, whatever you need to, peptides, whatever it is you need to heal your body from a work-related injury. 100% pass, mega-based, great, fantastic. But that's also kind of a lie, because Grantham was not just on TRT and HGH. Grantham was blasting all sorts of exogenous hormones, like Basically the entire kitchen sink. So to say it's like TRT, which is supposed to be like replacement levels, right? To replace the testosterone that your body is no longer naturally producing, right? And that's technically TRT. We're talking like 140 milligrams a week. Maybe 200 milligrams a week. But a lot of these guys are doing 200, 300, 400, 500 milligrams of test, right? Which is full on blasting. This isn't TRT. You're like, you're abusing right at that point. And we're also talking, Tren and the entire kitchen sink in there. So it is disingenuous to say that I also use TRT and HGH. While that is true, partially to recover from his injuries, it's also kind of missing the point. Well, but that's not all you were using. And also after the fact, you wanted to just get jacked, which listen, like we had Nate Valhalla VFT on the show the other day, and he just said his entire stack. That's totally fine. Like, if you just be honest about it, like, if you're going to sell a workout program, don't be like, buy my workout program to look like me, but as you're shoving bottles and needles off camera to the left, right? Because you're kind of lying to your audience, which I don't like. This is kind of a scam. It's not a scam by definition. And of course, I'm stealing from Task Force Tater V2, who is the best meme page on Instagram. And yes, I owe him a check every time I use one of his memes or stories or steal anything from him. I know. Checks in the mail, man. But yeah, so GT Alpha Performance Phase 1 commercial gym program. It is 3 months, fresh off the couch, so just for generics. That program is $100, which is not particularly expensive. It's kind of normal. Now, what this is, though, is this is kind of a cash grab, because the way that it works is if you're not some sort of like sports scientist or sport nutritionist or anything else like that, these are like prepackaged, canned programs that GT is attaching his name to, that somebody else develops. He gets a cut, they get a cut, right? So this is like, buy my exercise program, when really it is just a canned exercise program from someone over there, right? It's very Andrew Tate, it's very Provet. GBRS Group does a very similar thing. It happens, okay? And you make money off of your audience who wants to look like you, so they buy your program to support you. And in some ways it's good, because if it does actually incentivize people to go out there and get in better shape, whatnot, you can argue it's good. But at the end of the day, you're not doing it for moral purposes or for like altruistic means. You're doing it to make money off of your audience, right? And if you're going to do that, I think you should be held to a little bit higher standard. Now, I also want to, full disclosure, I got reached out to by a workout company for shilling their product, basically. It was a workout program. I went through their 12-week program. I did the entire thing. Didn't really like about it. Told them no thanks, right? Because it didn't work for me, so I wasn't going to shill it on any of my audience or anything else like that. Because I think that if you're going to talk about a product like that, one, you need to be honest about it. You need to actually like the thing and use the thing, right? So I don't know if any of those things are completely true with GT here. It is kind of just a cash grab. Not the worst thing in the world. It's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of just a cash grab.
White labeling a workout program just seems like a bad thing to do, but
yeah, I mean, again, it's not my favorite, but yeah, it is kind of white labeling a workout program. Like some Indian somewhere designed this program, and then you slap your name on it. It's like if I had my own nutrient store, right? Where it is quite literally just like NutriCost, white labeled with my brand on it, and then marked up 300%. It's like, buy my specially formulated pre-workout, and it's the same stuff that everybody else makes.
it's just a basic multivitamin.
It's like, all right. It's fine. Not the worst thing you could do in the world. Let's see. No, for 2 says, even includes the trend cough. True. Yes, your voice will drop by 1 octave in 6 months. Guaranteed. Thank you, No. Brass and Beards for 2 says, AAC 77 grain blew my AR. Like, blew it up or blew it? Because that's weird. Either one of those things is weird. Sorry to hear that, sir. It took 4 months to get a check. Oh, to replace your AR? Was it can you comment? Don't super chat, but can you comment? Was it an expensive AR or was it a PSA AR?
You can tag me.
Yeah, gamer subs for BroTubers. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man, because, yeah, you buy that stuff because you're like, oh, it's cheap and it's supposed to be like a decent match load, right? And also it's a, GT is AAC is a sponsor of GT, so it's funny. And then it blows up your AR. Sad day. Moonman
would never lie to me.
Never.
Not
Moonman
once.
Moonman for 5 says, what if I want to be a schlubby alpha male like my favorite Shud Guntuber focus strip? How do I get that specific RPG build? Here's what you do, okay? You focus on, you only do 3 exercises, okay? You do squat, bench, and deadlift. Nothing else. No cardio, and eat like garbage, okay? That's how you get this build, okay? You do the 3 big workouts, nothing else. Don't worry about your diet. It'll come, okay? This body will come if you do that. I understand. Bad phrasing,
Whoa,
but you get it.
whoa.
You understand. Damn it. All right. Genotion for on Ko-Fi says, I find it funny how infantry and SOF dudes claim about smoking dudes on the regular, but a fat gay Air Force E3 in a shipping container on Luke Air Force Base were dropping hellfires all day from an MQ-9 with a PlayStation controller with pink cat ear headphones. Yeah. Well, listen, if Ukraine is any indicator, it will be the operators, meaning the drone operators, that will have the highest kill counts. For sure. You want to get action? You want to get action in the military? You best start playing video games now, okay?
If you look at Israel, it's going to be AI that's going to get the most drone kills.
Well, it's going to be your own missile defense system turning around and eating your own people accidentally.
I looked at Israel. All I see is pedophiles. Moving on.
Gideon Young for 3 says, can Richard do the well-dressed Floyd PFP, please? All right. Thank you, Gideon. Well-dressed Floyd. I think we know which one he wants, Richard. There we are. Thank you very much. Okay, speaking of well-dressed Floyd and things that come out of Germany and Austria, we have the Glock rifle in more details. This is kind of interesting. So now it comes in 2 different lengths, 11.5 and 14.75. And you actually, these PDFs, they give you a lot of detail, which is really nice. So we've seen this handguard system before. It looks like a QD lever on the handguard, which is going to make cleaning it super easy. You got a steel insert for your QD. Comes with an A2 like flash hider. It is a DI rifle, okay? Now, in Europe, most of the AR likes are piston. However, Glock, being Glock, they're actually kind of standing out a little bit for being a DI system from Europe. Because in Europe, it's almost all piston. Over here, it's mostly DI. So they're kind of switching it up a little bit for an Austrian-built system. The handguards and upper receivers lock into each other. Full ambi controls on everything. On this specific model, we actually have a Geisley trigger, which is mega-based. And they even gave us some weights so we can kind of figure out how heavy it is. Now, this is for a South American contract for Brazil, I want to say. So they are offering it to Brazil right now in both the 14.75 and the 11.5. At least it's one of their contract requirements. There doesn't seem to be anything crazy about them or super proprietary, which depending on how you're thinking, you might be disappointed because it's not exciting enough, or you might be excited because it's basically a generic AR made by Glock. Depends.
It does have a Glock-specific pistol grip. That's interesting. If you zoom in, it's got like their Glock, stippling on it. It says Glock on it. That's kind of cool.
give me the Gen 3 with the finger grooves. All right, so they list the weight at 108.64 ounces, which divided by 16 gives us 6.79 pounds for the 14.5. So it is not a lightweight AR. It's kind of a standard weight. So they didn't do anything crazy with it. And then on the 11.5, the weight comes in at 99.82 divided by 16 comes in at 6.2 pounds.
I wonder what the barrel profile is, because it looks like it's almost a straight wall. I mean, you can't see because the handguard's kind of in the way, but it doesn't look like it tapers at all at any point. So I really wonder if it's just a medium straight wall the entire length, or kind of what that looks like underneath the handguard.
Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it. Let me move you guys around this one. Yeah, so I mean, it looks like not a tiny taper, like a medium profile, like a Geisley taper profile, like a Hansen is kind of what it looks like. Comes with the Magpul CTR stock, which is kind of based. Full ambi controls I don't love. Interesting QD system on the handguard. Geisley triggers as they should be. And yeah, the Glock stipple grip, which I kind of like.
Oh,
it is quite literally just a rifle.
It also has an enlarged trigger guard too. That's kind of at a weird angle as well.
But actually, it almost looks like a freaking how would you say, like a undercut trigger guard, like a Glock. That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like they undercut the trigger guard.
The upper
which is quite
receiver is
funny.
interesting with the oversized bolt catch.
So yeah, you have a
and,
huge bolt catch on it, right? So left side magazine release, huge bolt catch. It's billet. You can see where the handguard and the upper receiver kind of lock in together. So I mean, if it's not $5,000, if it's like $2K, if it competes with Geisley, I think there's an argument to be had for it. But if it's way too expensive, then it's just who cares?
The little
Now-
fence on the upper is an interesting feature.
Well, I mean, when you oversize the paddle that big, you do want to make sure that it doesn't accidentally hit on gear or whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So they have some. I don't know how these people got these PDFs, how they got leaked, but there's like we have the BOL, the proof of delivery. We have a lot of this stuff. Now
Just a little bit of secret ingredient.
Just a little bit of secret ingredient.
And
Now,
it's
let me
Brazil. They
see.
probably just bought it.
Yeah, so I mean, you can see that. I mean, we can actually. Sorry, let me pull you guys back up. You can see how heavy the package was. 5 boxes, 760 pounds. So at 6 pounds a piece, you're probably talking about 100 rifles with packaging.
Wait,
so they
is
bought
it-
about 100 rifles. Yeah, no, you can
That's-
actually see how freaking
That's
heavy it was.
760 kilos, isn't it?
No,
kg?
760 kilograms gross weight.
Gross weight.
Yeah.
And then
So that's-
214. My bad. Yeah. So,
No,
well,
you're
still
good.
400 pounds. 400 pounds is only about 80 rifles, because the net weight's only 214, which is about 500 pounds, 480
Yeah,
pounds, somewhere in that
yeah.
range. So we're only talking about 80 rifles or so. Did they actually tell me the quantity? Okay, so 60 11.5s. They actually had the quantity. So yeah, 60 11.5s and cleaning kits, the aluminum rails slots, the PMags and whatnot. And again, I don't know how all this stuff got leaked, but it is just quite funny that they had all this stuff. Let's see here. Now, on this page, we have a price tag. And I don't know this Valor CIF. I'm not Portuguese, so I don't know what this word is. But this USD, $2,000.
Okay.
And that is for the 14.75. So if we can get a similar street price to that, we're not talking that much more than Geisley or DD for the Glock AR. Now, for the American
They
market,
didn't
we're
say the
almost
total?
certainly going to be getting a 16-inch rifle.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be a 16-inch, a 14.5, and an 11.5. That's probably what you're going to get.
If they're already making a 14.7, they could easily pin and weld the A2 onto it and sell it.
True.
Yeah, and sell it as a rifle still. That'd
Well,
be
because
interesting.
if we take a look back at their upper or their muzzle device, it is a extended muzzle device. Like it is easily pin and weldable. It's not a standard A2, so there's something special about it. So yeah, on a 14.5, you could easily pin that. But if somebody who can read Portuguese wants to illuminate me on what these numbers mean, this one here is what stuck out to me. Obviously, this $2,000 number for the 14.75.
Maybe you throw it into Google
Fogo.
Translate, maybe? I don't know.
Well,
That's
the
not
problem is
always very
I
accurate.
can't freaking click on it.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, so quantity is 50. That's what they want. Quantidade, I'm pretty sure that's 50. So they want 50 of them. They have the tax, Moeda Estrangeira to English. Let's see what happens.
It's just
Foreign
something
currency.
horrifically
Okay, so
racist.
yeah. So that's
Okay.
the currency is $2,000. So the 2,000 USD per 50 of them. So 100 grand. Interesting. And then I'm sure there's a bunch of other taxes and add-ons to that. Something of November of 2025. So is that the delivery date? November. So we're not too far off from that. So I would expect we're getting a full release at SHOT Show 2026. That would be my guess.
Whoa! I mean, that's cool. I'm really
Whoa.
curious. I'm curious the technical specs, like what the barrel is, material, chrome lining. I guess it's 1 in 7 twist, which is
It is 1 in 7 twists. We know that. Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, if we just had some more of the specs so we knew exactly what it was, we could make a better assertion about
I
everything
want to
about
get
it.
autistic about it, and I can't.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's say that they do have something interesting cooking up underneath the handguard. So you have a QD handguard, and let's say,
That is
just for the sake of
interesting.
argument, they have a QD barrel under there or something. $2,000. That could be interesting, right?
That would be interesting.
That would be different.
That would be. That certainly would. I don't.
Rad's arms, zero excitement for this. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
It's just interesting.
In all reality, it's another AR, but it's a Glock one, which makes it interesting. Hopefully, it's executed well.
I would unironically add this to the collection if it was Geisley priced, and I would do it solely because it's Glock. And I'm not even like a Glock fan. I'm not even like a Glock fanboy. I don't even shoot Glocks. I carry a Glock, but I don't really shoot them ever.
What is the nomenclature on the side? What does that say on it? How is it not the Glock 15?
It's the GR11.5. Yeah.
Man,
the Glock 15.
The Glock 15 would have been golden.
Wait. So the Glock rifle 115 is the 14.75. Okay, never mind. So that is the Glock 1115 is what they call it. Interesting. Okay. Whatever. Fair enough, I suppose. Rad's Arms for Two says, going to start a program on how to give dry tuggers. Yeah, there you go. That's what people need right there. Rad's Arms giving us the really important info that all modern men need to know. At Moonman for 5 says, Richard, ignore that man. Tito, my friend, who catches the streams occasionally, only knows Richard as the guy with the bear PFP who is kind of gay. That's funny.
That on standby, dude. Oh, my God.
Yeah. He's fast. Brass and Beard says, it was a Seekins Precision 5.56 DMR on a Griffin lower. Seekins Precision replaced all the parts that were manufactured by them, so PSA only had to cover the lower receiver and Noveske BCG. Really? So Seekins stepped up and replaced all of their parts, and PSA didn't replace the rifle that they totaled?
That seems like a great ad for Seekins.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to say very based of Seekins.
All right, so Seekins stepping up to the plate and replacing what PSA destroyed. Nice. PSA only replacing your BCG and lower receiver. That is mega gay.
What
That's
if they?
gay. Why would you do
What
that?
if they just sent him the PA stripped lower, and one of their BCGs?
Damn! Wow, you guys, chill for a second. Yeah, but Brass and Beards, did you have a picture of that? Can you send me a picture of that, bro? Can you send me a picture of your destroyed Seekins? I would actually like to post that on stream if you have that, Brass and Beards. You can either email it to me at focustrip@gmail.com, or you can send it to me on Discord, or whatever works for you, man. But I would actually like to see that.
I can get it too.
Yeah, 100%. All right, on Ko-Fi. Genosian says, I pay $250 a month for a private trainer who's a former Night Stalker and a Green Beret who has board certified sports trainers for where I live, and it's been worth every penny. GT's program is guaranteed trash. Well, listen, $100, like if you're in your local gym, you can probably get a personal trainer for $100 a month. Or $100 for 3 months or something like that. And you're probably going to get a lot more value out of somebody you can actually talk to and see rather than a generic workout program on an app that I hate.
But they don't have clout.
Yeah,
If that
That's
Green
true.
Beret's
That's true.
dad,
They don't have enough clout.
if that Green Beret's dad isn't a lawyer, I don't want any part of it.
Night stalking, yeah. Does he stalk women? I don't know. I'm going to add night stalking to my resume and just not explain it at all. It's like, yeah, I just did it. I just do it. Night
hobby.
Stalker 2015 to present. Yeah, it's just fun. I just do it, I'm good at it. Grandmaster Night Stalker. Subarctic Psycho says, Trend Thumb, go look at how red that son of a bitch was in his Paul Harrell interview. Blood pressure so high he was going to burst. Don't do PEDs, kids. Sad. Well, I mean, I think there are reasons to do PEDs. I think that people can't, like it's like alcohol or smoking or other things. If people know that they are doing damage to their bodies and they choose to do it intentionally, like I can't actually force you to stop, right?
Yeah.
But you just need to be a Night Stalker and train.
I fully
But
endorse
you-
smoking. Smoking is based.
But yeah, you just need to you need to personally be aware of the consequences and also have that responsibility of not putting it on your audience. Gideon Young for 6, so he is outbid. He has outbid Moonman. Says Richard Floyd. And Fresh Pinochet says, the Glock AR has a second kind of cool for me. The bonus is that it will be built well, too. Yeah, it is a second kind of cool for me. And the built well part, I freaking hope. It better be. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet it's still.
I'm
comes
not
with
sure.
Plastic sights too.
All right, Matt Danka, calm down over there. He's smoking that good, and he's having a good time. Damn. All right, where are we moving on to now? This is a short one. I posted this on Instagram. Please don't kill me, YouTube. This is certainly not what you think it is, but this is a 226 single action only, so not a decocker model. So he is going to put the safety on in just a second and pull the thingamajig. And yes, that will actually drop the hammer with the safety. It actually physically pulls the safety off on his 226. Now, I'm not super familiar with 226s. This is, again, a single action only, so no decocker. And the trigger actually gets lighter when you put the safety on, which is quite concerning.
That's amazing.
Now, it is possible that there is some sort of parts issue or an aftermarket part in here, but this was sent in to me, and I just decided to run with it and see what people said, because people are a lot more knowledgeable about 226s than I am.
This is the only safety I need, Sonny.
Yeah, well, it's funny that, putting the safety on actually makes the trigger lighter, which I find quite funny.
It's not a safety; it's a hazard. It's an
endangerer. It's the anti-safety where it makes the trigger lighter by putting it on. That's funny.
Put it in the sport mode.
Yeah, performance
and this
mode.
is something that I hear all the time. It's like, well, the 226 is good. The 226 is good. Maybe the German 226s are good. I don't know.
That's the most interesting set trigger I've ever seen.
Yeah, the single action versions. Well, so by single action, I mean safety always off. That's what this model is called. So not single action only. This one here is safety always off. I hate single action only versions of DA S8 guns so much. Yeah, I do see that a lot as well. I wouldn't personally do it unless it's a gun specifically designed. Like, so the Shadow 2, which I have, is double action, single action. And then the TS2, which is the big framed full-size gun, is basically the same thing, but single action only. So it's a little bit different. It's different enough to not, like, weird me out. Yeah.
Never put my hands on a 226. I have no experience whatsoever with them.
All right. Okay, so I aligned these stories up in kind of a comedic way, but it is also going to be traumatic at the same time, and you guys will understand why in just a minute. Okay, so Richard, watch your blood pressure. Okay, Mr. Floyd. Moonman for $10 says lister service history as just Night Stalker 2012 to 2012. Also, Richard Tito for 10. Well, damn. All right, thank you, Moonman. Appreciate it, sir. Charles Chuck for 2 says Glock has the Adeptus Mechanicus bless their guns. True. Never forget the blessings of Adeptus Mechanicus. Thank you, Charles. And then Brass and Beard says, yeah, Seeking is awesome. 100 spa. Kind of came through PSA. That's what you mean. PSA kind of came through eventually. Yeah, I got you. Okay, yeah, if you could send me a picture, I'd like to see that. Moonman for 5 says, getting young, and you were a fool and a silly Billy to even try. Yeah. How dare you try and outbid Moonman? That's a recipe for disaster right there. Disaster and bankruptcy. That's what happens. All right, so here we go. Rochester man gets 180 days in jail for R wording. 2 girls under the age of 9. All charges will be erased from his criminal record if he successfully completes his probation. 20-year-old Mohammed Bakari Shai will serve no prison time after he was convicted of raping 2 girls between the ages of 4 and 9 years old in Rochester, Minnesota, which is, again, I was just in Rochester not too long ago. I live about 4 hours west of there, but I have some extended family in Rochester, so I was quite literally just there. He will not be required to register as a sex offender. Shiloh Hendricks faces 270 days in jail for using the N-word at a Rochester playground.
What?
So that
makes sense, right?
Well, we're gonna get into it. So I had to look into it because I saw this meme and I was like, this can't be real. This can't be true. There's no way that this actually happened. And well, yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, it happened.
It did happen. That thing that never happened again.
Things happen sometimes.
A 20-year-old from Rochester will serve no prison time after he was convicted of raping 2 girls between the ages of 4 and 9. Should be dead. According to Crime Watch Minneapolis, during his Monday sentencing, presided over by Judge Jacob Allen, Mohammed Bakari Shai received 180 days in a local jail and up to 30 years of probation on a felony criminal sexual conduct conviction. A plea deal orchestrated by prosecutor Thomas Gort, dropped 2 of the 3 criminal sexual conduct charges against Shai. All charges will be erased from Shai's criminal record if he successfully completes his probation. So get this straight. This guy can essay a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old and have it stricken from his record if he passes probation.
Wild.
This is just evil. There's no other way to say it. It's just evil.
All right. According to Rochester Post Bulletin, he reportedly agreed to not challenge his certification as an adult in exchange for a stay of adjudication and no prison time. There is no moving or getting over it. I've tried, one of the victims said in court, the Post Bulletin reported. On at least 8 occasions between 2018 and 2019, Shai, who was 16 years old at the time, sexually assaulted and penetrated a girl from 8, 9 years old. Older brother, Shai was the older brother of the victim's friend. Wow. Coaxer, wow. Yeah, I'm not even going to read all that. Nope, not going to happen. Anyway, I pulled up multiple articles just in case I needed more information, which we don't. We just don't. We don't need more information. All right, so criminal complaint filed against woman accused of calling a child a racial slur at Rochester Playground, which is, again, the government doesn't want you to know this, but racial slurs are free. Like, I have 400 of them. You can take as many as you want. All right? Actually constitutionally protected.
Well, how did she get jail time for saying it then?
No. Here's what's going to happen. So, the Rochester City Attorney's Office has filed a complaint summons related to an April 28th event at Roy Sutherland Playground in Soldier Field Park. The complaint charges Shiloh Hendricks, this woman, and her 18-month-old son, with 3 counts of disorderly conduct, which could lead to a maximum of 90 days in jail and or a $1,000 fine per count. So, yes, she is facing up to 270 days in jail. This guy got 180 days for raping minors. All right. If you don't remember, in early May, a Rochester man shared a video online allegedly showing Hendricks calling a child a racial slur at the playground. We all know which one. The draft complaint, which has been signed by the district court judge, get me that guy's last name, the city attorney's office emphasized the complexity of the case, noting the extensive evidence and the necessary involvement of the crime's victim's perspective as required by Minnesota law. Listen to how gay this sounds. Listen to how gay this sounds real fast. This was a situation that deeply affected many people. No, it's a word. Like, relax. Get out. Especially our communities of color. And because they were offended, we're going to, threaten you with jail time. Because they were offended.
Yeah. One of the men who was hanging out at this child's playground also was a sex offender.
Whoa.
That's another fun fact of the story.
Whoa, hold on. What is it? She's being charged with what? Criminal misconduct?
Disorderly conduct. 3 counts.
I'm going to look up what is the definition to meet disorderly
and caused real. I'm going to keep this Mayor Kim Norton, who all right, and caused real turmoil in our community. We acknowledge the lasting impact this incident had, not only those directly involved and across our community, but also in the broader conversations happening at the state and national level. These moments remind us of the complexity and far-reaching impacts of situations like this. The city remains committed to staying engaged and proceeding with transparency and care, continuing efforts that support accountability and progress in Rochester. Maybe
progress. That's cool.
So what actually happened
this
here?
Person for politics. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're throwing disorderly conduct at her for her protecting her belongings and her child from somebody trying to steal her diaper bag. That's literally what it is. And guess what? She used a word you don't like. Yeah, that's it. She used a word you didn't like. If she had used any other word, nobody would care. Not a single one. But fortunately for us, that word is protected by the First Amendment. So it actually doesn't matter that you don't like it.
Some would say the word was applicable in the scenario. I wouldn't say that, but some would say.
Some would say. I'm trying to think what is it? Doesn't actually. Yeah, but it does. In this article, they don't even mention. Oh, here it is. Okay, so he says the core of the case going forward will be proving whether Hendricks' words were meant to provoke those around her when she supposedly caught the 5-year-old in question attempting to steal. So they're attempting to prove that she meant to provoke people around the child by calling this child, again, this 5-year-old, who was trying to steal her 18-month-old diaper bag, and whether physical contact was involved. Well, I'm sure she grabbed the bag and got it back from the kid trying to steal it.
It's an alleged 5-year-old. There's not even any hard proof that there was.
Well, you know how they have those where they they're immigrants, right? And they come in there 13, 15, 16, whatever it is, and they're like actually.
He was
like
5 years
30.
old at one point.
Yeah, he was 5 years old in 20.
He's a former 5-year-old.
Former 5-year-old. That's good.
So I'm looking at it's
That's good.
The definition of disorderly conduct is it is typically encompasses behavior that disrupts the peace, endangers safety, or violates community standards. Common examples include fighting in public intoxication, and making unreasonable noise or engaging in lewd conduct in a public setting.
They're so vague. They're so vague that they might actually try and throw her under the bus. Because what she did was she stopped somebody from stealing her stuff.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's disrupting the peace. If they got away with it, there would have been no conflict.
That's actually real. In other countries, like if you physically stop somebody from committing a crime, right? If you there in a lot of countries there are no self-defense laws, right? So if you get into a fight to defend yourself, you are also at fault, which is what they're essentially trying to do here. If you stop somebody from committing a crime against you, but you do it in a way that I don't really like, or you say a mean word in the process, like, okay, you go to jail. Or you get fined, right?
Bruh.
Now, to be clear, if she gets fined, that's still terrible because it sets the precedent that you can fine people for saying words that you don't like. Because she made like $500,000, $1 million in her GoFundMe. So she's set as far as money goes. That's not a problem. But they will absolutely use this as precedent going forward for when you say something they don't like. And guess what? You don't have $500,000 in the bank. You don't have $1 million in the bank to fight it. So that's why this is still important, even if it's only a quote unquote slap in the wrist and they give her $100 fine. If it actually sticks, I think it's very problematic going forward.
The First Amendment used to mean something.
Yeah. I mean,
well, yeah, and she has to fight and she has to win, right? Because she can't settle. Well, I mean, she can settle, but if she gets actually attached a crime, an offense, even if it's just a misdemeanor for this, that's bad for everybody else going forward.
Yeah.
Because that means that if you're in defense of your property and you say a mean word out of anger because you're having to defend your property, well, I'm sorry, man, that might mean jail time or a fine, Words are criminalized.
If you have an Adam Driver moment, it's not great for you, I guess.
Okay, not for stream. You got it. Yeah, tag those links that you send me for not for stream. You can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that from now on. After...
Oh, what's this? Oh, thanks for sharing this, Dank.
Oh yeah, let's pull this up on stream without vetting.
What's funny is that clip would actually be applicable right now, but Chips Dubbo for $20 says won't be able to stay for the whole stream, but I wanted to say, excuse me. Trench is the type of guy who listens to Five Finger Death Punch while crying in the shower, bussy on the ground, dreaming about combat deployments he never got. Wow, that is oddly specific, Chips Double. But also, thank you very much for the $20, sir. Greatly appreciated, man. I hope you have a good night, dude. Thank you, sir. Takama for 2 says, P226 single action conversion, or safety always off. Conversion trigger is sus, only use double action, single action. I tend to think that's good advice. If it was designed for a single action trigger, a double action trigger, just leave it as such. I think that's sound advice. Thank you, Takamo. Yeasty G for 5. These always make me happy. Valhalla Nate is the kind of guy who brags about how big his daddy's meat is. It's actually very thin and has an odor of cabbage, allegedly.
Very specific.
Yeasty G. Thank you, Yeasty. Andrew Vachon for 10 says, seeing that actually hurt me. I collected the SIG Classic line, owning 4 P226s, and I still have love for the platform. Seeing what SIG has done to the guns that I loved just angers me. I currently own 0 SIGs. I mean, how many did you have to sell? Like 9? Did you have 9 or 10, including MPXs and MCXs?
A converted SIGA, my man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He went to SIGA conversion therapy.
Yep. He is delivered.
Also, just a coincidence, but he also lost like 150 pounds as well. So
oh damn.
Very
SIGA conversion,
based.
weight loss therapy, basically the same thing. All right. McLeod for 2 says Gort just needs more midnight basketball. All right, yeah, that Nicholas Gord or whatever his name was. Manga for 10 says, from Rochester. Oh, well, I was just over there. I don't know what's wrong in our courts here, but this seems to be the standard treatment for PDF files. Well, it's because you know why.
They're trying to normalize it.
I know.
Well, it's about, what do they call it? They call it restorative justice, where instead of giving them prison sentences, they try and ease them back into society or not be a burden on the, but it's all just a trying to get them out of justice.
They're also trying to change the terminology where they say MAP. We all know what that stands for.
Yeah. Many of them.
It's evil.
It's problematic. Many of them living directly across from schools. Well, listen, that guy won't even have to register as a sex offender. You can diddle 4 and 9-year-olds and not have to register as a sex offender.
Thanks to Thomas E. Gort. Thank you, sir.
Tom Dogs for 2 says, our leaders, quote unquote, are attacking us. Time for a change. Indeed. Bro, what? Andrew Vachon said, I own 38 cigs. Okay.
All right,
this
we
is
need
kind
an
of a
intervention.
joke. This is kind of a joke, Andrew. But did you lose more weight in mass or in cigs? Because there's actually a good chance that the cigs outweighed the 150 pounds that you lost.
It
I think
might
they probably
be a direct
do.
correlation.
Yeah, it was
Well,
Direct correlation. Were you eating the cigs? Was that what was going on?
At least
shitting
one of them
them.
was the MPX. So yeah, I'm gonna guess that there's probably more by a long
Damn.
shot.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Zanyco for 2 says, who's the little spoon, brass or hop?
They're both
Dude,
bottom
brass.
verses.
No. Brass is the little spoon, okay? Brass is a hugger. No, hop is a hugger. Although that would mean, yeah, brass is the little spoon, for sure.
Hop is like 6'10".
Yeah.
7 feet tall.
Imagine being spooned by Slender Man. That's what it's like. Not that I would know.
7
but
foot 13.
That's what I imagine it would be like. All right, over on Ko-Fi. Genosian for 3 says, every time I hang out with my friend, who I call the Night Stalker, I'm scared I'm going to get arrested and my Glock confiscated.
Hey,
Night Stalker.
Stalker's
Code
our
name.
word. You can say stalker.
Code name Night Stalker. All right, Moonman made one that's very spicy. I can't say this on YouTube, but I'm going to paraphrase, okay? He says, I'm trying to think, what word should I use in case? Kill, shoot, how do I got to get around YouTube on this one, Moonman. You got to be careful with me here.
Say it in pig Latin.
Well, actually, you know what? You know the blue people from Avatar, right?
The
you know the
Na'vi.
slurs. Yeah, so kill Na'vi with hammers, used on bone, stir-fry Na'vi in a wok, drop-kick Na'vi into a cement mixer. Dude, I'm about to mistake one of these words. Hack Na'vi to death with a machete. This is legal and financial advice.
Whoa.
I was so
Oh my
afraid that what I was
goodness.
reading and what I was reading there and what I was saying was going to get mixed up at one point, and whew.
He really
Fresh
did
Penis
say
Shade.
I'm gonna
Navi.
guess.
He did say
I'm gonna
Na'vi.
guess I
Yes,
did.
you're correct. Fresh Penis Shay says, my favorite quote from Shiloh is, I called out the kid for what he was. Unfathomably based. Wow. All right. Sabardic Psycho says, the woke judges who fail to prosecute these criminals deserve to be executed alongside them. You know, some would say that if you let somebody off and then they recommit the same crime later on, maybe you should be held responsible for their actions because you
I would
are the
argue
reason
that-
they're out.
I would argue that they went even further. It's not that they failed to prosecute; it's that they prosecuted.
Well, they chose
and
not to.
Found
Yeah.
leniency on the person. That's even worse.
Does it make them an accomplice?
If they
I'd say
reoffend, I
so.
argue it should.
And he says, anarcho-tyranny ain't so fun when you're on the wrong end of my gun, judgy wudgy. That is not endorsed by this channel. Okay, I just want to say
Jesus.
I'm reading out this fan fiction that a fan had sent in. It is just purely
We are
Minecraft
talking
hypothetical
about a
situations.
screenplay. We are writing a movie.
Yes,
He's
this is a
talking
group
about someone
screenplay.
who is judgy of him. That's all.
It's in
Uh,
Minecraft, guys. Come on.
Damn it. Moonman says, Jordan Jareb wants me to tell you that if elected, we're going to get to that. There's a reason I put these stories together, okay? I got a plan. Wants me to tell you that if elected sheriff, he will put all Navi to death. This is sponsored by Jareb for Sheriff. All right, Navi death, TND. That's what's going to happen. Absolute Moonman says, shoot your... God damn it. He says, in...
Just say it, and I'll use
Just
the
swap out
interact.
bird.
He says interact with your local judge that lets off kitty diddlers, and place objects in orifices, and that this is legal advice. That
Give
is
him
what
the
he said.
pineapple treatment from Lil Nicky.
Whew, okay, all right. Try not to die here. McLeod for 5 says, eventually we'll end up with a Kentler experiment in the U.S. with all breaks and preferences PDFs are getting. Okay, now I'm actually... Can I look this up on stream and not get taken down? What is the Kentler experiment?
I don't know.
We'll see soon enough.
Whoa! What the...
What the Sigma?
What?
Can you even describe it?
What? I can let you read the headline.
From esoteric knowledge to tinfoil hat, where are we at?
What?
Whoa.
Jesus
no.
Christ.
Helmut Kentler. Is the man behind the... What the fuck? Maybe we should kill these people with hammers.
Very large nose pilled.
The hell?
Vashon for 5 says certainly mass. I only had 6 of their rifles, but they are fatter pigs than I used to be. True. Thank you, Andrew. But I mean, it's kind of awesome to see the comparison there. No, and you know what? For 2 says mayor's ethnicity check. Kim Norton. I know what gender she is, anyways, so I don't know if that factors in. Thank you, no one you know of. Moonman for 5 says, "Wow, you made that sound so much gayer than the tasteful Death Rider was." I'm sorry, Moonman. I tried to keep the spirit. I tried to keep the spirit of what you meant. All right. Well, the reason why I put those 2 stories together, specifically with this next one, is there's a man who can fix this. There's a man who's running for political office that can stop this type of behavior immediately. And he is overly qualified to do so. All right? He knows the prison system inside and out. And his name is Jordan Jareb. Convicted felon running for sheriff. This man can fix the crime in your town. If you have some of these Muhammads diddling your 4 9-year-olds, which is actually, that's kind of funny that the Muhammad from the previous story did diddle a 9-year-old, like the real Muhammad also diddled a 9-year-old. So I don't know if it's just like the name or physiognomy or whatever you want to call it, but it's strange how that happens. But there is,
sir.
there is cultural appropriation.
All cultures are equal. That's what we say around here, guys. Come on.
But there is a man who can put a stop to it. Jordan Jareb, fan of the channel. He's in the chat. I think he's probably here right now.
Dude.
He's running for sheriff, and he can clean up your streets.
My name is Jordan Jareb, and I would love to be the sheriff of Wakulla County. The reason I'm running for sheriff is simple. I have more experience in the criminal underworld and working with criminals than any of the deputies. I have experience both as an incarcerated person and...
I guess that intimate knowledge inside and out of the prison system.
What was he?
And as a person that fought against criminals...
Also part of the Republic of Florida militia. And yes, they are doing the "my heart goes out to you" salute in this photo. So unironically can fix the crime.
In Rockbrook when I was part of the Republic of Florida militia. Most of the allegations against me are true. So what?
he just like does not care. Don't care.
The only honest politician.
Holy shit.
Most of the I need a freaking just a soundbite of that. Most of the allegations are true. Who cares?
Oh, you got me.
Ooh.
I was part of the Republic of Florida militia. Most of the allegations against me are true. So what? I've paid my debt to society. I've done my time. The entire reason I was in prison to begin with is because my old neighborhood got invaded by drug dealers and criminals that had brought down the property values and made it to where you can't even park a car without locking it. During that time, we saw a law enforcement agency tell the citizens to lock it or lose it, admitting that crime had gotten so out of control that people couldn't even leave their valuables unchecked. Do you want a law enforcement agency that tells you to lock it or lose it? Or do you want a law enforcement agency that locks and loads? As a former incarcerated person, I have absolutely no sympathy for the people that are making the everyday citizens' lives hell. I have no sympathy for the thief in the night that steals your valuables. I have no sympathy for drug dealers. I have no sympathy for any of these people. Having lived with these people, I know these people are wicked and refuse to take personal responsibility for their own lives. I also
Mega based. Wow, damn, he's spouting off all the right things here. Jordan Jareb 2028, baby.
I also noticed instead of saying Navi, he said these people.
These people is another way to phrase it. And he's not wrong. You know, a lot of these places, they get infected with a certain type of individual, and then what used to be safe and nice and wholesome and homogenous turns into like, oh yeah, things just get stolen, you know? Like in my tiny little town that I live in, you know, there's people leave their bikes out on the side of the road. Kids just kind of drive around and whatnot. It is a nice little wholesome slice of Americana that is only found in very rare pockets because, you know, there are no bike thieves here.
Also know that the people involved with these activities have the power to redeem themselves and to be productive tax-paying citizens of this state. I understand that I am a convicted felon and that this would make me the first convicted felon to ever become sheriff. But please do not lose sight of the fact that our president, Donald Trump, is also a convicted felon. If our president can be a convicted felon, I see no reason why the sheriff of Wakulla County can't be a convicted felon too. I have paid my debt to society, and I have learned a variety of skills that could benefit the taxpayers of this county. I 100% am dead serious about this. I realize that this is a meme, but I also want to meme it into existence. If you're ready for real change, if you're ready for real accountability, if you're ready for actual criminal justice reform, if you're ready for personal responsibility, I've taken personal responsibility for my life, and it's time for the criminals to take personal responsibility for theirs, and it's time for our government agencies to also take personal responsibility for the public safety and the survival and well-being of the people that they're supposed to represent. If
Literally 2 minutes of the best ad like of all time for political candidacy. Damn.
All right.
I actually just realized that I forgot a bunch of these on Rumble real fast, so I'm just going to knock these out before we continue on with Jordan's pitch, which is quite convincing so far. Dogman Defense, for one, on Rumble says, don't believe the propaganda. I've seen photos of a swimming pool and a movie theater in the HK factory. Yeah, don't believe the propaganda about that big old slab of concrete there. Ermagzek for 2 says SR/LR magazine recommendations. I have some of the Lancers that are fine. I have the Duramags, which are also fine, and the P-Mags are okay. Recently scored a 308 Galil Ace for a price that would make even a Jew blush. Interesting. I've heard the 308 Galils aren't terrible. They're like heavy pigs, but I mean, they're a 308, so, you know.
Oy vey.
Honestly, the metal Duramags, I think, look the best subjectively, so that's what I would use. Plastic Guy for 1 says, a German's dream, being stuck at work indefinitely. Ah, indeed. Ermagursik says, oh, no, wait, no, it just repeats. Okay, perfect. Excellent. All right, I got all you guys over there. We'll continue on here. Or, Richard, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay.
Elected sheriff, I will make enforcing the laws people care about my top priority. I will make enforcing vague, nebulous statutes that nobody's ever heard of my least priority. I have absolutely no interest in telling people where they can drive their golf carts. I have absolutely no interest in checking to make sure your e-bike is street legal. I have absolutely no interest in harassing people for what bushcraft equipment they have, or harassing hunters about is the rifle they're carrying legal or anything like that. I have no interest in nitpicking our tax-paying citizens about things that don't matter. My main priority, all my resources will actually go to going after real criminals, people that rape, murder, pillage, kill. My resources will go after those that sell drugs to our kids. My resources will actually help I will actually use taxpayer resources to benefit the people of this county and to make the people of this county safer and to make your property safer. That's me. I won't talk about it. I'll actually perform. Some other guy will get in front of you with a suit and tie and make you a bunch of fancy promises. I'm not that guy, okay? I'm not going to get on camera with a suit and a tie and make a bunch of fancy promises and line my money with pockets from donors. I'm not going to do that. This is about doing what's actually in the best interest of the people of Wakulla County. I'm Jordan Jareb, and I want to be your sheriff. I want to be your first convicted felon sheriff you've ever had. I want to be the best sheriff you've ever had. I want to be the real men that leads these deputies into battle. These deputies have been led into battle by career politicians and bureaucrats, and they're sick of it. A real sheepdog is familiar with the wolves and has lived with the wolves. For a sheepdog truly has more in common with a wolf than a sheep. That is the truth. When you have a barricaded suspect that refuses to come out of his house, who is he going to listen to? Is he going to listen to some bureaucrat, or is he going to listen to a fellow felon? It's time for law enforcement to evolve and adopt a 21st century strategy. You need convicted felons and ex-convicts to help you guys do your jobs. This future of law enforcement is for convicted felons to be part of the solution and to be an active participant and not just be an observer, to pay their debt to society and actually contribute to the well-being of that same society. My critics will point out that I used to be a part of a controversial militia organization. During that time in the militia organization, I organized community response for hurricanes. I already have the vast majority of equipment that I can legally have that would make me an asset to this job. I already have the experience. I already have the resolve, the strength, the vision, and the passion for this job. Please, tax-paying citizens of Wakulla County, elect somebody as your sheriff that actually cares about you. Elect somebody as your sheriff that actually represents you. Elect somebody as your sheriff that actually looks like you. Please, I'm the man for this job. I want to be your sheriff, citizens of Wakulla County.
All right, now how big is Wakulla County? That's what I want to know. I'm going to look it up.
Oh no, but that's pretty cool.
It's
Incredibly
fairly
based of that
substantial.
gentleman.
It is not a small county. It's one of the larger ones. As far as
35,000, it's not huge. 35,000 is tiny.
yeah, for a rural area though, that is pretty good.
I mean, that's probably the size of the county I'm in. It's probably about 30,000 people. So, I mean, it's in South Dakota. So, it's a small county, which means that only maybe 1,000 people are even going to vote. So, he's got a shot. He's got a shot. At it. He might be able to meme something like this into existence.
Real quick, focus. I sent you a photo of his competition on Discord.
His running mate? I'm pretty sure there's a video of his running mate, but I can't show that video on stream. But allegedly this is who's running. This is the Democratic Party who's running against him currently. This is his opposition. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. It's stiff competition for Wakulla County or Wallakula County, whatever you say it. It's gonna be close. I'm not sure. Jordan Jareb though, he's got my vote if I could vote.
That is amazing. I'm gonna send this to my boys who live down there. I don't know if any of them live in that county, but they have to see this. It's awesome.
McLeod 2486 for 5 says the Kentler experiment was proposed to get rid of quote unquote fascist tendencies through certain freedoms being allowed. This project went on for decades. So we're going to let people diddle kids so they don't turn out fascist. You know, they keep doing these things and then people are like, well, maybe the fascists weren't the bad guys. You know, and if you keep doing such evil things to people, it makes it look like maybe, you know, I don't know. You just gotta look at the alternative sometimes and you're like,
Hammers.
Do this and then
Hammers.
everybody
Hammers.
thinks fascist tendencies are a good thing because they're the opposite of what you proclaim. It's just bad.
it's a bad move.
They have 24,000 registered voters.
Yeah, so like 1,000 people are actually going to vote in a sheriff's election. Right?
You know what? Let's look it up. What's the average sheriff election participation by population? Oh man.
Nobody know for 2 says Nate Higgers approves this message. Well, thank you for 2. Appreciate that. Yeah, Nate Higgers signed, sealed, and approved.
Officer Nate Higgers, and he hates crime.
Absolute Moon Man for $20 is the man, the myth, the legend, the man of the people, specifically Florida people. He has been inside the prison system as well as inside her prison system, if you know what I mean. This message is sponsored by Jared for Sheriff. Now, I do have to bring you guys some tragic news concerning Jared. He did have to kick out the prison waifu. Wasn't pulling her weight, didn't have the drive, so she's out of the picture, unfortunately. But I'm sure there will be another prison baddie waiting in the wings as soon as she gets out. Thank you, man, for the 20. Appreciate it, man. One can only guess. There might have been knives strategy. Negative 30-degree nightmare for 5 says felons don't even police their own anymore. Plenty of prisons that allow comos to just walk around the yard. 0 out of 10 would not vote for a felon again. Thank you, negative 30-degree nightmare. Yeah, I mean, look at the alternative though. Jordan is lonely Jordan, and that's why he needs to be your sheriff. Listen, he's Cherover. Genosian on Ko-Fi says, you don't need to be law enforcement to become a sheriff because they're elected official. This man needs his gun rights back. And as far as I'm aware, Jordan is trying to get his gun rights back because his crimes weren't anything really serious. So I don't know why he wouldn't be able to get his gun rights back.
He was just being a silly guy.
Yeah. Did she at least get to keep the knife? That's a good question. That's a good question. We don't know.
So, according to Le Google, in places in which the turnouts are the highest for sheriff, only about 15% of the voters vote for the election.
It's about 3,000 people, right?
Yeah, and well, that's also in like the highest counties where they actually keep track of like what percentage of people actually turned out. So that is like the upper 1% of turnouts.
I think this stream has just enough pull to make this happen, boys. Come on.
Yeah,
we got to rally behind
the 656 people in here currently, plus those on Rumble. If we could literally swing the vote for Jordan. I'm not even kidding. We could actually swing the vote for Jordan. We got this. But now this is in 20.
On,
this is in 2028, so we have a long time to plan. Okay, this is a long campaign trail. Some would say a little early, little preemptive on the jump, but we got 3 years to make this happen. Okay, shouldn't be hard. And yeah, you just need to get your rights restored in the meantime. Speaking of restored, you guys remember the happenings with there was some vet bro drama between Trench Grenade and Nate and Shrek and all that sort of stuff going on. Well, the reason why this what did I even title this stream? What is this called? The Provet Alpha Male Sphere and its Consequences. Well, the madness continues. So another vet bro has hit the algorithm. This is now I don't have anything against this guy. Don't really know this guy too well. This is Clay Martin, who is also a former Green Beret. He was in Baghdad 07, I want to say. Served with Shrek at some point or another, I want to say. But he really came out hard against Valhalla VFT. Valhalla, of course, who was on the show very famously. Let me see. Do I have the clip? Oh, damn it. Do I not have the clip? Oh, I don't have it. Gosh dang, give me 1 second. I'll find it.
I believe in you, John.
Bear with me. I'll find it. Well, actually, no, it's on this guy's channel, so I can just pull it up here. It's Valhalla crashing out a little bit, literally and figuratively. Is it this one? Please tell me it's this one. Oh, this one. There we go. Here we go. All right, so you guys remember, classic moment. Top 10 moment on stream for sure. And this is Nikki MGTV who clipped a lot of our stream, but he also, can you freaking let me do it? Okay, thank you. So he clipped Nate going off about his dad being a lawyer and whatnot during his trench crash out. And, most hinged drunk Nate I've ever seen.
Oh, look at this. Master's degree in business administration. We're on it, bro. Look at this. Master's degree, business administration. Let's talk about business ethics and business law and defamation, Trench. Let's do it, brother. Go down the road of defamation law with a person, with a dude that has a master's degree in business administration and business ethics and law. Trench, do you think, and my dad, who is a lawyer and attorney. It's Berger. My dad can beat up your dad. What? Then you said, do you know what defamation means? And then you forgot that Nate does have a master's degree in business administration with a lawyer father.
We have.
So that was by Nikki MGTV. He put that clip together. He clipped a lot of our streams, which is totally fine. People can clip our stuff as long as it's funny. I don't care. Use it for whatever purposes you see fit. But that was Nate. He had a moment. He had a big video go viral, basically 1 million+ views, I want to say, against John Shrek McPhee. And then this guy, who's also a Green Beret, Mr. Clay Martin, went after Valhalla for going after another Green Beret, basically saying, yeah, he got fired from CAG. Yeah, he got his tab pulled from the Green Beret, but he was still there and still did his thing, so you shouldn't go after him, basically. And then Valhalla is basically like, well, I mean, he did, essay a unconscious girl and point guns in his wife's face and did a few other things that were a little uncalled for. But yes. So Clay, but I get it, right? So Clay's like defending his boy a little bit, like don't go after the bros, regardless of what they did post service, they still did like commendable things in service. So we want to have each other's back. Like that's kind of the mentality he's coming from. But then, so then Valhalla goes after Clay Martin, okay, and brings up something from his personal life. Is it this clip? I think it's this clip. Okay.
So you may have seen Green Beret Clay Martin attack me and defending John McPhee for his domestic violence and violence against women. Wonder why? I wonder if it has anything to do with this.
Now that says he.
So now then Valhalla pulls up, Clay Martin has also been arrested for domestic assault, child neglect, child abuse by injury, so on and so forth. So how does this go? This goes Valhalla VFT, Nate, goes after John McPhee Shrek for both lying, crimes and untoward conduct that got him fired from CAG and got his Ranger tab pulled, right? And then Clay Martin goes after him. Valhalla goes after Clay Martin. Now, in this instance, Nate Valhalla here, who's hopefully having Trench Grenade on his show on Friday, by the way. I'm going to be there for that. It's going to be very entertaining. But Nate probably jumped the gun a little bit. Too early on this because, as it turns out, allegedly, as Nate here says, and it turns out he beats women and kids too, but the truth of the situation is that this is his wife, the gentleman's name, Clay Martin's wife. This is Clay Martin's wife posting, I'm his wife, and you should probably check your facts. His charges are from when a bunch of teenagers decided they were going to burn small children at a playground by throwing firecrackers at them. Our child was one of the burn victims. The abuse, quote unquote, accusations were from those teenagers. Charges were dropped. And then you can see dismissed and dismissed. So while on paper, yes, Clay Martin did get arrested for abuse and for the child abuse as stated, it was because teenagers were allegedly trying to burn other kids in a park using firecrackers and stuff like that. So this gentleman, Clay Martin, simply intervened to keep his child from harm, right? Which is a totally normal response.
Youth to the playground, constantly causing trouble.
Well, that too, probably honestly. So Nate probably jumped the gun a little bit too fast on that one. And then after all this kind of clears up, then Nate has a kind of a simple response, basically like, well, I'm just not gonna get involved in this anymore. I'm not gonna clap back anymore, which is probably for the best, right?
So you may have noticed a lot of channels attacking me and attacking Brent Tucker after the John McPhee episodes we did. I get it, it's the internet. Some people are upset. But, I kind of lowered myself to the level, clapped back, responded, which I shouldn't do because I'm essentially, and I know what they want, is I'm essentially building their brand notoriety off of my channel, my story, and we're not going to do that anymore. So we're going right back to comedy, good times, positivity. People want to talk shit, they can talk shit. It's fine. It's the internet.
Not a word about the mess.
Yeah, well, not a word about the what he accused him of. Because again, this happens, and I'm totally guilty of this as well, where you jump the gun a little bit.
Attack me and defending John McPhee for his domestic violence and violence against women. Wonder why? I wonder if it has anything to do with this.
So posting that without understanding the context kind of does look like a big L when you find out that, well, yeah, he got arrested for abuse, but it was for defending his own children, at a park. It's a little bit, and against, the teens or the youth as they call them. So it happens. You jump the gun a little bit too much. You clap back and you say something stupid. It blows up in your face. C'est la vie. The vet bro drama never stops. And Clay Martin also, he did not let Valhalla go at all. He went after basically everything about him. Now, he also said a lot of really stupid things, and he might not be my favorite guy either, just because he's a little out there in terms of his beliefs and whatnot. And he's like basically what he ended up saying, paraphrasing a little bit here, but it doesn't matter at all what they do post service, like at all. They shouldn't be like called out for it or whatnot, or you shouldn't like quote unquote air their dirty laundry. But the problem with a lot of these Provets, yeah, because it's like with John Shrek McPhee, he's selling courses, he's going on all the podcasts, he's lying about his service.
Also, a lot of what was alleged against John McPhee was stuff while he was in service.
Correct. Well, that too. So let me pull this up. Let me pull up the Anti-Hero podcast. Anti-Hero, it's not just the Valhalla video going over what they did outside of the service, right? The pointing guns in both of his wives' faces, his current and ex-wife, essaying an unconscious girl, infidelity in the military, which caused him to get fired from one of his positions. He got his Ranger tab pulled. Again, they're, detainee abuse, right? Whatever that means. Some people want to justify that with what was going on at the time, and that's not my deal. I wasn't there, but there was plenty of other stuff to go after. And also, they call in this episode of Anti-Hero the Barney Fife of Baghdad, where they essentially go over a lot of John's tall tales that he's told on various podcasts and whatnot, and they're basically like, yeah, this never happened, or it did not happen in this way. So he lied about stuff in the service while he was there, and then afterwards he's done lots of terrible things outside of the service as well. And so what is usually sound advice is, if the quiet professional is not particularly quiet, they're probably also not very believable either, right? It's like the Navy SEAL who gets out and immediately has a crazy book deal or something like that. Or like the Tim Kennedy types, where they do the podcasting circuit. And I'm not discounting everybody who does a podcast, but I'm just saying there are signs, right? That's kind of a little bit of a red flag if they are eager to talk about every intricate detail of everything that ever happened or whatnot. Just something to be careful of.
A lot of people just trying to be what they're not out here, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. And I mean, it is as people say, like high school drama with Valhalla, who is a Ranger, right? Was there, did that. John McPhee was a Ranger, or not a Ranger, sorry. He was a Ranger. Sorry, my bad. He was a Ranger. He was in CAG, kicked out of that. They all did these things in the service. Nobody is taking that aspect of what they did away. It's just calling out all the extra BS stuff, right? Valhalla versus Pranka would be quite funny, indeed. Yeah, true. Valhalla didn't know who Dugan was. Big red flag. Very big. Well, it's important to remember that Valhalla isn't like a gun tube bro. He is quite literally a Provet, right? A person who was he was, in the military around that time doing things. He wasn't like watching YouTube videos, that wasn't his deal, like it was for our generation, basically.
He is a patriotic coffee enjoyer.
Indeed. Mark for $5 says, I lived in a small town in Massachusetts, massive huge tits, where the chief had its LTC revoked. He carried a black powder revolver and ticketed a Massachusetts state police for speeding. Legendary. That's amazing. Imagine getting pulled over and the officer is like in one of like a Jack Sparrow outfit with the quad pistols, right? So that you have 4 shots just ready to go. Yeah.
Have that be.
Hand over your wallet, eh? Thank you, Mark.
License and insurance, please.
You think you're traveling, laddie? This ain't a ship.
God damn.
Moonman for 5 says, Viking shit? Yeah, that tells me everything I need to know while not looking like he is ethnically a Scandinavian. He could be Scandinavian. You don't know. Thank you, Moonman. Moonman for another 5 says, SF is and has been for a long time very gay. Oh, I am so cool, not shaving and needing the infantry to come save me.
Damn, SF slander does not stop.
Yeah. Thundercast for 5. Well, I think that is the mentality of this stream and this audience in general is that, all vets are gay. Just all vets
Everybody's
are
gay until proven otherwise.
If Trench is on, vets are gay. Like Drill Sergeant, so gay. If we have an SF guy on, like SF's so gay, dude. They're so gay. If we have a Navy SEAL on, dude, lots of semen in those Navy SEALs, know what I'm saying? Very gay. Thundercast for 5 says, Jared saw that Kingpin became mayor, so he got inspired to become sheriff. Focus, are you going to play Daredevil? I got the shades, maybe. I'll be Daredevil. Now I'll be Foggy Nelson and killed in episode 1 in horrific fashion. How about that? Moonman for 5 says, I will look right at their DD-214 and tell them they never served just for fun. Oh, that's funny. Well, yeah, that's my favorite. Nate never brags Valhalla when he's talking about all of his service recommendations and all the other Valor awards that he has and whatnot. That was a good time.
That video earlier where he was going on about how his dad was whatever and he was showing the paper off, it just reminded me so vividly of "Say thank you, Mr. Zelensky."
You have to say please and thank you, Mr. Zelensky.
Uh-oh. Moko's Strongest Soldier says, in my dreams, there were 3 PMCs fighting over control using APCs and IFVs while breaking the promises of 3 girls. Lots of 3s going on here. Interesting. I also had wacky dreams last night, Moko. So maybe I was one of those PMCs fighting for control because stuff was going down in those dreams. Let me tell you.
IFVs or IVF?
Thoughts on the... Thoughts on the China parade? I saw somebody post it. Let me see. Did you guys see the largest?
Bing chilling, bing chilling.
Do you have a Chinese voice in there, Dank?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh, here we go.
Let me find it real quick.
Comedy gold coming right up.
This military parade in his ladies and gentlemen, leaders from around the world.
A military parade.
The capital of communist China, Beijing.
Oh my God, so big. China #1
parade in history is taking place. All of our stolen technology, copies of all of our weapons, all of it paid for by Americans.
Okay, side note, did you guys see Alex Jones' crash out from the other day?
China, very base.
I actually kind of need you guys to see.
Our global.
I just want to watch. Gosh dang it! I just want to watch the actual thing. I don't want to watch.
When you put it together,
这是冰淇淋。
Okay, here we go. It is a little bit less intimidating when you realize all these people are like 5'5".
SK is 2. Lamau.
Very, very honored. I do like all the thunder in the background.
It's like a low baseline of this.
Why is there a guy who's in white on the left and not the right?
That's a good shot. It's creepy.
It'd be more intimidating if those guys in the front actually had, a couple pounds on them. It looked like a good gust of wind would have blown them away.
They're pretty small.
Very, very strong, brave soldier.
Could you imagine if somebody slams on the brake? The brakes, he just like falls. Ah!
Nice.
Oh, this is really exciting, guys.
Look at the smog in the air.
This is so just depressing.
Yeah.
He looks so bored. He looks upset. Is this just dead silence? Really?
Amazing leader.
He looks so over it.
I'm doing my part.
Thank you for your hard work.
Oh, what do we got here? We got SG-51. What are those? No, those are something wacky.
1949. China will never.
Hey, it's Mao Zedong.
The banners that read, "Justice will prevail, peace will prevail, the people will prevail." The parade of fast, the
If this is AI,
into the
that would be
leadership
amazing.
sacrifice their lives.
Beautiful
new
country.
weapons, arrow-shaped array. Identify.
You know, this is actually kind of problematic, guys. The more I think about it, not very diverse.
No
Not
DEI.
a lot of women. Not a lot of women either. Kind of problematic when you think about it. We got some drones.
With new strategic heavyweight weapons in hand, China has forged a shield of peace to its safety. The people's long-range equipped with new.
They don't got those spicy Doritos though, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah. Oh, one woman. We got one.
Oh, you see,
there a woman?
all
Was there a woman?
diversity.
One of the pilots. So that plane's probably
Damn
not going to land.
Sacrificial plane.
Asian driver, very good.
Oh.
Humankind has come to
each other will prevail.
Well, good for them. I hope that's interesting. I'm sure military analysts are poring over that currently, but we have something far more entertaining to watch.
Okay, I'm back to normal, guys.
All right, fine. Do you have an Alex Jones voice?
I don't.
Is
I'll have to get
a
one.
baby sucking on a pacifier. He's an elitist, arrogant dirtbag. Owen Schroyer is scum. You think I'm here to be shit on? Do I look like a fucking toilet to you? There's no more filter. It's gone. And anybody fucks with me is going to get the full truth. And nothing but it, so help me God. And then you want to try to stab your mother in the back because you're a big boy leaving the nest. Well, guess what? You know what your mother is going to do? Piss on you.
All right, so it looks like Alex.
I don't know what he means by that, but no, there are some absolutely epic crash outs.
Handling very well, and he had a complete meltdown.
Oh.
Said he felt like, so that's what really set Alex off. And in the middle of another Sean info to start flipping, Alex was having a and called him.
And should launch a new independent show and claim that I censored you for years and get 1 million viewers and betray me. And you're allowed to lie about me any way you want.
You know I love you.
No, this
Look, let's reject the let's reject the grabbler.
This is
It's real, which is obviously absolute ape shit over it. It was hilarious if you're trying to prove
pieces of shit when they're men
are off here, and Alex said he's using this to level up.
I really
And
like
will
how we
no
have
longer let lesser
monotone
men
voiceover.
try to build their resume by claiming I'm a traitor when they're scumbag Benedict Arnolds. Pieces of shit. Want to be elitist, arrogant scumbags. I'm not arrogant. I'm on a power trip. I'm in a total commitment against evil. I'm pouring out my guts, my soul, my family, everything I've got committed to this, and I will not have pieces of fucking shit lie about me and say I'm not true. I will fucking destroy you, scum. All of you. Fuck you. Sworn on the altar of God. Total resistance against every form of tyranny, against the mind of men. And I told everyone 2 weeks ago,
papers.
I'm leveling up. And it's scary. Because I'm a scary person. I can outthink and outmaneuver all these people. And I just keep trying to get the general society to wake up and win. But I guess it does lie to me. I guess I am the smartest. I am the best. I am the fastest. The problem is, interlocking into this information is very frightening.
He's gonna come?
It must be done. So I will do it. I'll never watch another movie.
Do not.
I guess I have to become celibate because I can't give my energy up to sex. That's the biggest strain on me because I'm a man. There is no more pleasure. There is no more pain. There is no more art. There is no more culture. There is only war. And I commit myself to total war against Satan. And I ask God to lead God and direct me and commit me to his arms and to become a complete vessel of warfare against this operation. And I repent for all my sins. And I ask now before everyone that you lift me up to be an absolute battering ram against the enemy in God's will. In the name of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Amen. So everybody be on notice.
Yeah, so that was something else. And
I don't know. I think
Crazy
there might
story,
be one
bro.
more crash out moment. Let me see if I can find it in here. But no, he goes off.
But he thinks Jesus, Owen Schroyer's dead to me.
play the victim in trash InfoWars on the way out to promote his own career.
Owen Schroyer's dead to me. If he goes on air and repents to Jesus and apologizes for being demon possessed or whatever it is he is, then I will forgive him. But he thinks that he would like absorb us as a launch pad and lie about us to make himself a victim so he could project himself and launch his own show. And then as all the articles come out and Jones censored Schroyer on Trump criticism and Israel, you are a snake. You are a rat. You are a fraud. You are a backstabber. You are a handbiter. You are a disgrace. He'd walk by me and say something like, you know, just sort of laughing at me. Like, again, I'm not in junior high, so it didn't hurt me at that level. It hurt me that he was just like, yeah, I heard you. Yes. So, and then we're back the next day, and Owen just shows back up and does his show and walks in and just looks at me with hatred and like slinks in there just because he really wanted me to fire him so he could be a victim. And I confided just in a few of the producers. I said, he wants to be a victim. I said, I'm going to have love and say prayers for him that he gets better. I'll be really nice to him, give him extra bonuses. Maybe he'll pull out of it. I tried to talk to him. He's never wanted to talk to me. And I said, but I said, he's going to stab me in the back. He's a new person. And I don't know if it's his personal life. I don't know if it's stuff he's smoking. But I've seen a lot of people get paranoid, you know, that smoke pot and go nuts. But I mean, I can just tell you this right now, that I'm not here to be shit on or stabbed in the back. This crew isn't your punching bag. And we did nothing to you but be loyal. And your little 5-hour extravaganza of little puppy dog.
Anyways, that was on his crash out in Orange Schroyer. That was the best parts there passed. But yeah,
that's
that
pretty
was
awesome.
Whoo, some epic moments in there. Alex goes hard in the paint. Speaking of which, Genosian says, that's me AF when the 18-year-old In-N-Out burger worker gets my order wrong. Yes, same vibes. You are the enemy. What master of Satan? Oh, I'm gonna kill you. Whatever it is.
You are on notice.
Bro, it's so nice to see how a military that does not fight global wars gets up to in its spare time. It's fresh penis shade over there on Ko-Fi. True, yeah. When they don't have better things to do, they cat fight on the internet. Preferably on this show. For no reason. Genosian on Ko-Fi says, I, just like Ben Steger, love drama. I love it. Well, hey, at least you're honest with yourself, sir. Timu or Randy Savage. Moonman says, we build for China. That's true. They copied all those ships that Navy man gave them. Not Navy man, but the Navy guy who got arrested for that.
Wrong way.
Cool,
yeah,
Richard.
wrong way. Moonman for 2 says he's gonna come. Yeah, he's going at it there,
Do
bro.
not come.
Kowloon Republic for 5 says should have some for the Great Leap Forward that had their parents publicly B10 to deletion because they weren't politically correct enough. Rough, but yeah, the Great Leap Forward where they had to destroy the 4 olds. Unfortunately, a lot of people were a part of those 4 olds. You know what I'm saying? All right, Richard, do I have to take a look at this thing you just put in chat? Or no.
You should play that.
It's just a
It's
quick
laugh.
laugh.
It's funny though.
It's lighthearted.
Do you think the smog?
Never even
is
heard of
just-
air quality.
Do you? I was gonna say the smog. Do you think that's just like the stench visualized, or is it like actual pollutants?
No, this is their smoke screen. That's their tactical smoke screen.
Yeah,
It's the pestilence that follows. Yeah.
If you scroll a little bit further forward, you can see another.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, man, but Pakistan #1. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Pakistan #1.
In one of them, they show the guys are actually spinning around on that little turret with the guns and night vision.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Very effective.
I can't find the full. I can't find the full one.
Oh
but
no! I didn't realize that they have humans spinning it. The backseat driver's spinning it. Also,
Yeah.
look how tiny that rocket is. It's just like a little stupid prop.
It's
just like a
cardboard.
retarded
It's
prop.
awesome, is what it is.
Dear, oh dear. Well, you know, maybe
Funniest
we
part
should,
is they're taking over.
we need to instigate a war between India and China right now. we need to see the effectiveness of China's new toys. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
They did just have that recent air battle. Or was
Guys,
that was
yeah.
India and who else? Pakistan?
We just
India
got.
and Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a couple years ago, but they actually did attack each other at the border, but they did it with like clubs and canes.
Yeah, they have
Because
an agreement, and then
they weren't
do
allowed to
that
use
all the
guns.
time.
They weren't allowed to use
Yep.
guns, so they just beat the shit out of each other. It's like
One guy was killed with
All
an
right.
axe.
Imagine being the first Chinese soldier killed in action in a long time, and you get axed by some Indian guy. It's funny.
The funniest part
It's
is
funny.
he goes, "Let me ask you a question, sir."
Beat me to it.
cleaves his head off.
Can you listen to me? Can you hear me? Oh my gosh. Moonman for 5 says, I didn't know there were gross and 70 IQ. With this probably causing the deaths of 60, this would go so hard. I mean, I'm pretty sure like many people died trying to train up for this event.
It's
Do you
annual.
think
They do it every
anybody...
year.
They're disposable.
Well, that too. There's literally a billion of them. But do you think anyone at any point thought to say like, guys, this looks really stupid?
It's probably not an actual military parade. It's probably some stunt thing, is my guess.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if unless those are all prop guns. Although it looks like a parade, right? You got all the people watching. You got like security on the side.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Just so you know, an average of 23,000 people a year get hit by trains in India.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's part
My
of
heart
it.
goes
Yep.
out to you. Okay, here we go.
Rare video of a border clash between Indian and Chinese troops has gone viral on social media. The video came to light after a clash occurred on December 9th in northeastern India's Arunachal Pradesh state near the border with Tibet. India said several soldiers were injured. But Indian officials have not confirmed the video, and Indian media report that it actually depicts an earlier skirmish. Still, the footage has put a spotlight on tensions along the India-China border that occasionally erupt into violence. The two countries fought a war over the border in 1962. More than 20 troops were killed in hand-to-hand combat in a clash at the border in 2020.
Have you seen the one photo where it's a guy with a medieval flail, a spiked flail?
I think I've seen some come out of it where they're wearing like chain armor.
They just need to bring back medieval warfare just for fun, not for any like tactical purpose, but like both sides like handshake agreement, like no guns. We're going back to swords and shields, baby. I think that would be the best. Melissa Meter for 5 says Count Dankula's video on Indians and trains is right up our alley. Highly recommended. I haven't seen that one. I think it's called Juggernaut or something like that. I don't know why Indians think that they can like stop a train or something if they're just so full of hubris or something else, or they're just retarded. Like I don't know. Thank you, Melissa Meter. Moonman for 5 says pull up Indians v train. Public transit is their natural predator. Okay, I gotta pull this off real fast. You know what, chat? There's 600 of you here. You want this next video. Okay. African explaining time. Have you ever heard of this African lady explaining time?
Oh God. It just sounds great.
I
just want the raw video though. Okay, here it is.
What if I told you that for many
What if I told you?
Right. You want this
What
video.
are you telling me, woman?
This is from the channel African Intellectuals, of course. So now this lady is going to explain time to you. And this is how different cultures around the world view time.
It's an illusion.
Be forewarned.
Spoiler alert.
What if I told you that for many African societies, the concept of the future doesn't exist, and that instead of time moving forwards, time actually moves backwards? This was the work of John Mbiti, one of Kenya's and Africa's greatest philosophers. And in 1969, he wrote something that completely reimagines the way we think of African time. Mbiti says time is a two-dimensional phenomenon with a long past, vibrant present, and virtually no future.
All right. So, as I said, things have happened. Right? So there's a long trail of things that have happened. There is the vibrant moment that you are living in currently and the near future. So it extends a little bit. Things that are about to happen. But there are no events in the future. There is nothing out there yet because it has not happened. So, for instance, let's talk about maintenance. Okay. If you have a roof. And it's like, well, at some point you need to maintain it so that it doesn't rain, right? But then you can't maintain it. No. You can't maintain it when it's raining. And when it's not raining, you don't need to maintain it. So they never do. So it's why these countries fall apart so quickly, is like their foundational like presuppositions about the world, about how like time works and all these things are just, it's like nonsense. It's like a fairy tale land. It's how they think about things.
Using Swahili words, he describes the two dimensions of time. The first one being sasa, the now, the recent past, and the immediate future which can be experienced. The second dimension is zamani. Zamani is the vast, endless past where all events eventually go on to live forever. But the future in African thought, it barely exists because time is made up of events. Time has to be experienced in order to be real. So because we can't conceptualize events tied to the distant future because they haven't been experienced yet, then therefore the future cannot constitute part of time. And this
What a wacky philosophical idea. So you cannot experience things yet. You can't conceptualize things that have not happened yet. Because for them to be real, to be part of time, you have to actually experience them. If they're in the future, you can't experience them, right?
I feel like I found
my
Logan's
30-year
homeland.
mortgage does not exist because I don't know.
Well,
I
okay,
don't know
you
it'll be
say
like.
that, but listen, I have a Dodge Charger today.
Exactly.
I don't have to pay the 20% interest APR and my $1,200 monthly payment till next month, which that hasn't happened yet.
Yep.
So I can't experience it yet. Right?
This is true, brother.
This is why, according to Mbiti, African languages, at least the East African Bantu languages that he studied, don't have a word to describe the distant future. In African time, according to Mbiti, events create time. Seasons, ceremonies, a conversation, those moments produce time, and people produce as much time as they need. An example that Mbiti uses from the communities that he studied is that a year is measured based on 4 seasons, 2 dry seasons, 2 wet seasons. So a year is only over when those 4 seasons have taken place. So a year could take 365 days, 390 days. It doesn't matter the number of days in a year. What matters is that the 4 seasons have taken place. And this is in contrast to the Western view towards time, where time is a commodity, something that can be spent, saved, wasted, or lost. And according to
Right, because we in the West, we have this we have standardized time, right? So we understand how many hours are in a day. So time is not relative based upon my actions to it. Time is like an objective thing that we can measure, we can test, we can observe, right? So because of that, if I realize there are 24 hours in a day, I need to sleep for 6 to 8 of them, and I need to do this, which is going to take 4, I can plan out my entire day, right? But if you don't have that presupposition, if you just have a time is like this thing that only happens when I need it to happen because it's only tied to events, right? Because events cause time. So you have like your 3 things to do in the day and you do them, and then there's nothing else, right?
Is this why they're always
This is their greatest philosopher, by the way. That's what she said, right?
One of Africa's and Kenya's greatest philosophers.
Premier philosopher.
Mbiti, this is why if foreigners come to Africa and they see people sitting under a tree, they would remark that, okay, why are these people wasting so much time? But in African thought, that sitting under a tree, it's not wasting time. It's either waiting for time or producing time. For me, I think this Western...
it's literally not lazy because you are waiting for things to happen, right?
I'm waiting for random encounters.
Well, think about it. If you have in your agrarian society, you don't need really to forage for food, or if you do, it's very simple and it takes very little time. If you have access to easy water and, it's not, the weather isn't going to freeze and kill you overnight, right? Your needs are pretty easy to take care of. And then what you do with the rest of that 10 hours to these guys is literally nothing. You wait for the next event to happen. You wait for it to get dark so you can go to sleep. You wait for it to be light so you can wake up. You wait till you're hungry to eat. There is no actual set in stone time, right? So all of that extra stuff that we in America or in the West, we try to use that time. We spend that time on things to improve ourselves, our societies, whatever it might be. To them, it's just blank space. It does not exist. It's not actual time.
I can't believe they didn't invent the wheel.
How does this individual think that this is intellectual? Yes, this person wrote this down and said these things. So historically,
Africa's greatest philosopher, man.
Unfortunately,
you can't. Are you putting yourself on a pedestal with Africa's greatest philosopher?
I guess you know what? You're right. A black woman is speaking right now. I will listen.
Yeah, listen and learn.
An idea of time as a commodity is what drives this Western obsession of progress, development, and some promised future.
No, she is not wrong there when she says that. So utilizing your time does drive progress, right? Because we, in our conception, are actually heading somewhere, right? I realize that I will grow old and die. That is a real thing because I am aware of what will happen in the end days. I am moving towards that. I am progressing towards that. And there are things that I want to accomplish along the way, right? But if you are just simply sitting back and you're the passenger rather than the driver, you're just waiting for that event to happen to you for it to be real, right? Because it's not real until it happens to you. So whereas me, where I realize that I maybe have 50 years left, right? And only 40 of those are going to be any useful for doing things. So I got to get working on things, right? I got to actually move forward versus just being a passenger on this train, right?
We was kings.
Well, it's funny how Western obsession with progress, development, and some promised future. It's as if it really is. She's like presupposing that the future doesn't actually exist and it isn't something that's going to happen to all of us.
This
right?
future was promised to me 4,000 years ago.
Is what drives this Western obsession of progress, development, and some promised future. And this difference shapes everything.
Well, Wyoming Gun Project says, I bet all those books are in English. Keep in mind that for the most part, many African peoples have no written language. So it is all oral tradition. Which isn't terrible. Oral tradition is fine. But many of these people do not even have a way to like pass on information or maintain information outside of a oral tradition.
From politics, economics, to how we live our daily lives. Because in African thought, the golden age isn't in the future, it's actually in the Zaman. According to Mbiti, the future is on.
So the past is where all the cool stuff happened and lives eternally, and the future doesn't actually exist. Which is why I was like, why have you not progressed very far in the last 4,000 years, or however long it's been without Western intervention? And there you go.
We gave this
only a shadow until it comes to the present, and then it flows into the Zamani. So in that way, time moves backwards. We are not the ones who move forward into time. So, of course, Mbiti wrote this from a theological point of view because he was trying to explain the nature of African religion. But my main takeaway from the parts of the book that I've read is that unlike Western cultures and religions with end-of-the-world myths, African time has no end. Seasons, years, birth, marriage, death, it's all a cycle. Asante kwa kutazama.
Right, which is interesting because philosophically, if your eschatology is, which is end times, that there is nothing, right, or there is no end time, that it is infinite, you're not actually moving towards anything. You're essentially a nihilist at that point. You're waiting for the heat death of the universe or something.
This is a fake pseudo-intellectualism, and I'm going to say that thankfully, the African people I've interacted with don't believe this. Thank God. This is some fake made up college pseudo intellectual, all right? Like this is we've
Are you sure about that?
Been there. I am sure about that. I've interacted with plenty of people in Africa and none of them are like, yeah, bro, like time just isn't like the future ain't really a thing. Like it's something that we
that is quite funny.
Yeah, it's your Western idea of culture or not culture, fucking time.
Progress.
That's what you're bringing.
Yeah.
Oh my
Western
God, that's
concept
so
of
silly.
time.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyways, just in case you were wondering about African philosophy, and
I am now enlightened.
Yeah,
indeed.
I'm not gonna do nothing until something happens in my life.
I'm gonna wait for something
until I get hungry. I
don't know.
Yeah, it is. Well, it hasn't happened yet. You are actually saving time by not having anything happening to you. Or producing time by sitting underneath a tree and waiting. I don't know how that works, but
I am making new time.
Vintage Welfare has a great point for two. Says quantum ebenoid theory. Quantum time mechanics, just on an African level. Moonman for 5 says she is right. This is how they think. This is how the sub-Saharan mind processes time and things like consequences for their actions. Well, that's another thing too, right? If you don't have any sort of future mindset or a long time preference, then the consequences for your actions in the future simply aren't real. Because you haven't experienced them yet, so how can they be real? Very
Almost
freeing.
like-
It allows you to do all sorts of terrible things to people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jesus Christ. Well, I
It's
don't know
almost
if I'll
like
still
there's
have
a
AIDS in
reason.
an hour, so
Donut Eaterator for 5 says, I'm not gonna lie, I came in late for the Glock AR news. This is better. This is why the people stick around
Get
past the 2
educated
hour
right
mark.
now.
This is where we get deep. We get philosophy in the last 2 hours. Thank you, sir. Moonman for 5 says Africans are literally using the Skyrim wait button. We are mocking them, and they have just figured out how to get to Whiterun before us. They're cheating. They're cheating in the RPG. They're taking time. Moonman for 5 says the past is based in a golden age, and the future is nothing ever happens. Chat, is she us? Is she a chud? Chat, are we cooked? Nothing ever happens. Quite literally, nothing ever will happen. Actually.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. She would say that something is always happening, but only in the present, and nothing ever will happen in the future.
In like maybe
Whereas
an
we
hour
say,
from now.
we say nothing ever happens now, but in the future, there's a possibility of it happening.
Yeah, and like an hour from now, stuff's going on, but not any later than that.
But you
Not
can
any
plan
later than
for
an
it.
hour.
Well, that's the thing. Me and you, that we can plan what we're doing tomorrow, next week, next month, and we can set ourselves up for success to get those things accomplished, right? Like, so I have a competition. I have Iowa State on Saturday. It's 11 stages, and I'm prepping for those stages. Even though it hasn't happened yet, as part of the future, I'm like, putting myself there, preparing for time in the future.
No, you're just obsessed with progression, John.
Indeed. Thundercats for 10 says Alex Jones lost hold on reality in 2020. I used to watch InfoWars for the David Knight, but Alex Jones fired David Knight for telling people not to go to the party in January. Still, DKS watch sometimes on Rumble. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was never an Alex Jones enjoyer or an InfoWar watcher. I mean, I know he's got a lot of different shows. He's built a very successful media empire. I've watched a lot of his funny clips, of course. But I mean, he's one of those media personalities where he's wacky, he's entertaining, he says some of the right things, but not all the right things. So it's another one of those things where I'm not super interested in it. I don't watch a lot of media figures, to be fair, but at least Alex Jones is entertaining. Thank you, Thundercats. Thundercats for 2 says, YouTube giving me trouble with that last message. You're all right, bro. Don't worry about it. I appreciate the 10. That was very generous of you, sir. All right, 2.5 hours in, gents. That's all I had lined up for tonight. Dank, what do you got going on?
I'm getting paid this Friday.
Let's go.
Oh,
and I got to go back to work tomorrow, so I should probably go to bed here soon.
Wait, did you say you're getting paid in the future? Why would you work today if you're not getting paid today?
Whoa.
What?
What?
What the?
Well, actually, is it even time for work if you're not working yet? Like, when you think about it, can you ever be late to work?
It's only work when I'm actively working.
Yeah.
Future doesn't exist.
All the work you did in the past, though, happened.
That is work.
That is work, yes. But
amazing work, some may say.
The best.
Bones.
The best work.
Bones, what do you got going on, homie?
I have a video coming up here. I'm hopefully going to get out this weekend. Very excited for it. Happy to be back home.
Hit 1,000. I don't know how you haven't hit 1,000 subscribers yet.
Well, I haven't uploaded anything in a month, and the video I pushed out while I was at NTC was a silly little blunder. So
is it bad? What would you do? What do you mean?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was just it started off with 30 seconds to a minute or two of shitpost meme while I explain why the video is a little low effort. And then I didn't realize this, but I didn't really mix the audio very well. So the cicadas are about 50% of the audio sphere halfway through the video.
It happens.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, but no, I'm super
I'm posting
excited.
it. I'm posting his YouTube page. His YouTube page is posted. Bones Maloney. He's a based PCC enjoyer.
The God's greatest PCC enjoyer. We're bringing it back. We're making PCCs great again. And I am very excited for this next video. I had a lot of people help me with it, and it's not really that big of a project, but one that's really important to me. So it's coming out soon, boys. I'm really excited for it. Happy to be at home. I'm also starting a new job. We're really busy, but we're here for it, and I'm happy to be back on the show. And that's what we got going on. I'm also going to work tomorrow at 5 a.m. So.
Oh heck yeah! And just to be
you.
clear, you're a real vet bro, so also gay, right? Because you're a fister.
Yeah, I'm also the gayest vet bro on YouTube as well. Buy my coffee.
Dude,
buy my
somebody
merch.
needs to take that YouTube title, gayest vet bro on YouTube.
That would be really good. I should throw it in my description.
Richard, what do you got going on?
Tomorrow I have the video coming out about the Chinese spy who was stealing all of our secrets and giving them to Xi Jinping. So And if YouTube will ever clear the PSA video, hopefully it will be out tomorrow. Well, it's so PSA and SIG have both been giving me troubles lately. Go figure. But yeah, if you guys could go subscribe to the Out of Focus Clips. Oh, it's not Out of Focus Clips anymore. It's just Focus Clips.
Focus Clips, baby.
Whoa!
I made it simpler. Focus strip, focus clip.
I asked about that when we first started, and you're like, "No, we'll leave it." But
yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I changed my mind. I'm like a girl shopping or something like that. I don't know what the analogy is.
It's all right. I forgive you. But we did just surpass 5,900 subscribers.
6K subs, baby. It's gonna be right there, like 2 days.
Yeah, and we just passed 1 million views. So thank you guys so much for that.
Damn.
That's right. Hell yeah. Okay, now, guys, before you go, don't leave yet, okay? Tomorrow we are having the first inaugural Hot Takes Only stream. Okay?
Shit.
Hot Takes Only stream.
Hell
so
yeah.
now it is not a YouTuber, or sorry, it's not a vet bro, but it is a YouTuber stream. So far, I think pretty much confirmed, I have myself, Hop Brassfax, Micah Mayfield, Lucas Botkin.
Holy shit. Stacked.
Dugan Ashley's traveling, so I tried to get him on. He wants to join, but he's traveling, so he won't be able to join tomorrow. And I have like 5 more that I'm waiting on hearing back. So it is the title of the stream is Hot Takes Only. So people have to 1, make a hot take, and then 2, defend that hot take against the rest of the panel. So that's going to be tomorrow's stream. Hot Takes Only.
I'm excited for that. That'll be
Should be a good time. It's going to be tomorrow, special Thursday stream because I'm traveling Friday for the Iowa State. So Thursday night, 8 p.m. CST. It's going to go for a long time. People are going to hop in, hop out as needed. So I don't expect everybody to stick around for the 3 or 4 hours that it's going to take to do this. Yeah. But tomorrow night, Hot Takes Only. I did invite as well Ben Stager and Protraband. I don't know if they're busy. I don't know if they're going to show up. But you never know. You never know. Trench Grenade was also invited. Just for a warning. I might invite Rad's Arms. He has a hot take right here. No one needs a weapon light on their EDC. I would whip out my EDC right now if I could on YouTube.
Trench Grenade gets on and says, it was actually...
Masad Ayub was the one who said no weapon light.
Oh, was it? Although he also said like no red dots and other things. We don't need to listen. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Masad Ayub has a strange resemblance to Chancellor Sutton.
Invite Pranka, dude. Well, that's the thing. It's more of like a YouTube stream. He doesn't have like hot takes per se. He's just angry. I did invite Charlie. I haven't heard back yet though. So I invited Charlie. I haven't heard back yet, which is why I didn't mention his name. But I
do
did
you need me to cyberbully in Illinois? Give me a list in their Discords.
Yeah, but hey, so right now while you're here, there's still 500 of you here. If there's somebody like, bro, you have to get this person on because he has a terrible take, just let me know which one you want and I will send them an invite. Hot Takes Only tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central. Don't miss it. All right? But with all of that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you. Actually, no, sorry, I can't even get out of here yet. Moonman for 5 says focus. You perfidious, sorry. You perfidious, you're... Moonman for 5 says focus. You perfidious so-and-so. You asked for hot takes. Nobody cares what Bones is doing. 833 people care what Bones is doing, okay? Pro Casual for $10 says, I would make the argument from either a quantum mechanics or a reformed theology perspective that everything that will happen has happened. So perhaps the future does physically exist. Well, if you take the idea like from the God perspective where you're outside of the space-time continuum and you can physically access anything at any time, then yes, it has all happened already. It is already over. It is already won. However, we as humans cannot comprehend it until we're in the eschaton.
Stephen Hawking said that it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen the way that everybody plays it out in the movies. The future does not exist the way that everyone thinks it does because he put out a call for anyone with a time machine to meet him at a certain date and time.
Oh, yeah. My dad, your dad. True.
Yeah, but they didn't show up because he's on the Epstein list, dog.
Bingo.
Carl the Cuck versus his biggest hater. That would be funny. Yeah, hot takes only. Hot takes only. All right, but gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are the best. Remind me I owe a Hawkeye $100, and that's because of your guys' excellent support. So with all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.